5 guys approach you at a party, right? Means that it was their choice, right? Not your choice. You have to pick out of the 5 which one you like.
Do you?
Do you have to pick out of
carry
the 5?
on.
Do you have to pick? Exactly, which is worse. Imagine if you didn't like any of the 5.
It's better.
Oh. Hello, my name is Tolani. I'm a family lawyer, and today we spoke about love, dating, divorce, and death.
Hi, my name is Didi, and I'm from Matchmaker Didi. And today we spoke about being realistic in finding love in Lagos.
All right, guys, you see, we brought you a divorce lawyer.
We brought you all sides of the love.
And a matchmaker. So if you don't get any help from here, your case is
over. Then you charge straight. That will be next
all
up.
believers in love.
Yeah, very good. I'm fine.
Love.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Bye. Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
And happy Valentine's Day to you all.
Happy Love Week.
Happy Love Weekend.
Happy Love Week.
Very serious Love Weekend. You guys, Valentine's Day is on Friday. That means the city of Lagos will be doused.
It's on Friday.
Yep.
Sin for the whole weekend.
Friday, Saturday,
Church is packed on Sunday because the rubbish you people would
The
have done.
heartbreak.
Hey! Anyway, before we even get it, today we have guests.
Lovely guests.
Lovely guests. And their clothes are actually matching their profession. So please introduce yourselves.
Oh, I'm Didi Edets, Matchmaker Didi.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm an advocate for love.
I love that. Madam.
Over to you.
Okay, my name is Tolani. I'm a family lawyer. I'm also an advocate for love.
But you do what? You're here representing which constituency?
The Divorced People's Association.
Thank you very much. Someone is advocating for love, someone is advocating for something
Tolani
else.
is a family lawyer, but
A family lawyer.
that means you see that that divorce law that lies character. That
Character is
lawyer,
always doing it.
she does the real
She
stuff.
does it for real. So
She does
obviously,
it for real,
family
for real.
lawyers do more than divorce. But for the purposes of today, she's sitting in as a... So we have somebody that's getting people together and we have somebody that is taking them apart. Which I think is very important context. 2 sides of the coin for your love
Because
journey.
we want. Do you know the thing is that we're such a full body,
a holistic
podcast
experience.
Because that's what we want to do. We want
This is what they
them
call
from
cradle to
start
grave.
end. Yes.
Do you know? Are you aware of cradle to grave? This is what they call life cycle analysis.
Yeah, and for the
of love.
For the very smart ones, Tolani is going to tell you what to do to make sure you don't
To
end up.
avoid. Once you enter Tolani's office, it's late.
It's too late.
It's late. So you start from Didi. About by the time I reach it, Tolani, it's late. It's late for you. Danger. But we'll come back. There's still a second cycle batch B. They can be sent back to Didi. So this is actually a symbiotic.
Yeah.
True.
It's a symbiotic situation.
But how are you guys? How was your weekend?
What did you get up to?
What did you get up to?
Same work.
Mm.
Work. Yeah, especially close to Valentine. So.
Oh wow, that's true.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah. I don't
Didi,
want
our
to say
sound
a
engineer
lot.
said that you should
That is
shout.
true.
Yes, I don't want to say a lot. I had a client for you here, but the
During this
person-
love week.
the person
Yeah,
is
this
here.
love week, we
The
try to
person
get
is actually
a client
inside this
for you.
room, but the person refused. And I was saying that let's get the person as client so that for the podcast we'll have context. You show your process. They refused,
No, it
and
makes
that's
sense.
part of what their issue
No, it
is.
makes
Who are
sense
you
that
looking
they
at here now?
refuse.
Because
Sister
Because
Deborah.
their character is bad. And if Sister Deborah had listened, we'll have more things to flesh out.
No, it makes sense to not be matched. We actually don't match within the period of Valentine's. We stop
Really?
at, because there's that question. It's like the same courtship question. How long is too long for courtship? So when you meet someone,
Like
you're
to
now
1 week
thinking
before
exactly
Valentine's.
like
Closer to
Is it
Valentine's
too
Day is
close?
the perfect time
It's the perfect
to
time.
fall in love.
No,
what kind of gifts
we're
do I
all in
give
the
you?
mood.
No, let me tell you, it
the
doesn't
gift is
mean. No,
issued
one
there.
time we went to a wedding. I met somebody at the wedding. Valentine's Day was like 5 days later. So we had a brief conversation. I'm sorry, are we going to celebrate this? I said, my dear, try me. If you like, go celebrate it. Let's see how you want to do it. Okay, so what you think will happen is on that day, we'll just say, oh, hey,
hi,
is
good
your
morning.
day? How
Are you
is
having
your
a
day
good day?
going?
2 days before. I mean,
No,
some
we
people
met
might
like
feel
5 days before, but I was like, please, it's not realistic for you to think that this day is going to come and
But
go.
it's a time thing. I mean,
Ultimately,
5 days for you.
You are here for the same reason as the Valentine.
But Not to belabor the point, but if he vapes, 5 days is a very long time.
Oh my God.
Very long time.
It's a very long time.
No, but what I'm even saying is that obviously I'm not expecting a grand thing, but we can't act like it didn't happen.
We don't know each other. We know
Like
each other.
Do you know there needs to be a
I said, so you've been calling me all day for the last 4 days, then you want to briefly...
Yeah, but there's some people who might be 2 days.
Do you know what
Some
they need
people
to
might be 1 week.
You can
It
just
doesn't-
see,
you
do you
never
know how
know.
much it's single? It's okay. Send a card. Like, I don't know why we behave as
Also, it differs.
No,
because-
but multiple things. We're children of God. It says in the Bible, 1,000 years is like a day. Like father, like son.
Thank you.
Do like your daddy.
Thank
okay?
you so much.
Which one is you've only known me for 1 day?
Okay,
You've known me
God
for
created
1,000
the
years.
whole world in
they
1
come
week.
over, when they
It reached your turn. You say you need more.
No. If someone come over to my house now, you say, I've just known you for
Didi,
1
if
day.
we look at
You
it,
say
on day 1 they created light. Do you know what they were creating? But there's enough time.
The guy says,
By
come
day
over to
3
my house
they
after I
had
met you.
they had created
You'll be
plenty
saying,
things.
I just know you for
What's
1
my
day.
number?
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
What's if I'm a cultist?
So you want gifts from cultists?
I don't mind.
Maybe I can change his heart.
For
Whoever it
Valentine's,
is.
I don't mind.
Be
What
you,
if
do
that's
you.
his expression of love?
No, but genuinely, I do think that there needs to be a subsection.
No, I think there needs to be etiquette. But like, what?
Yes.
For example, me and this person, he sent me
There
a
has to be
card and like a
communication.
small like box of chocolate. It was
Yes.
very light.
very
I also
cute.
sent a card. It was light and cute and not that deep because again, we just met this week. But for you to what have you been calling me since? What have you been calling
Let me tell you the
since?
thing. I actually think there needs to be a subsection of cards.
They do.
For,
It
like,
does.
We just like very early stage things that is like low pressure.
Shout out to
And
Enola
a
cards.
gift
They
guide.
actually have a card. We're not that serious yet, but happy Valentine's.
That's so cute.
And I think you guys need to get on right
That's
on
really-
that.
That is
really
very
good.
cute.
You need to get right on those cards.
I'm going to my dad. I tend to help my dad with it. That's what I'm going to buy for my dad and mom. Yeah,
And his wife
we're not
of
that
how many
serious.
years?
Touch it 3.
I know this is a
That's
new
funny.
relationship, but sure.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, actually, no. it
But
doesn't
do
make
you
sense.
find that closer, like the new year, people are when are times that are super busy?
For you, like
March
when are
for
times
sure.
that people realize
March for sure. March
Wait,
is my
after
highest.
Valentine's.
Oh, March is my highest because then you know that the person you were taking seriously didn't take you seriously. So that's,
Do you know, I
last
would
catch
never
up
have
kind
assumed
of
that it would
thing.
be then. I thought it would be January as a new
Oh,
year.
March
new
and
me.
somehow July.
Oh,
Summertime.
Very weird.
July,
times,
but then
so.
summertime
I don't know
also
why
mid-year
July,
review.
Also, weddings have started.
Wedding season.
People that engage themselves in the Christmas time, they started marrying. You've done bridesmaid like 2 times. You're just like, yeah, it's Jamie. I'm tired. So, wow,
me go and
March
find
is
my
really
match.
crazy.
Yeah, March I understood why because
everyone
everyone is like, oh, the person I put my heart into was
For
really not there. The person
I get
decided
it.
to-
I do. Do you know
I get
what?
it.
The person traveled
I actually
February
get
14.
that.
I went for a-
Why will you travel?
I went for a wedding
Why is
this
your own
weekend.
work child? You people are liars.
No, it's possible. It's possible. I went for a wedding this weekend and I could see people who are just thinking, if by the end of this year, I don't have a babe, call me a bastard. I could see
In their eyes. Or
Because I don't like weddings.
I could see
I do not
it.
like weddings.
Weddings is like hunting season, especially, and I'm not joking, when you're over 30 and you go for a wedding.
People are always trying to introduce you to other people at the wedding. I've never seen anything like it.
I tried.
They're just like, oh, he's single. And I thought, I'm asking for small chops.
I made a New Year resolution. I was like, okay, for my clients, I'm going to try and go to all their weddings. I usually said no.
Oh, no,
So I'm
you
like, I'm going
should.
to, yeah, I said I'm going to
You
try.
should, 100%.
But the weddings are like still the same thing. Everyone comes there like hunting ground.
Yeah.
And then it's like one particular wedding, I love to research a lot. So I'm like asking people questions.
At the wedding.
And then I asked, so before I got from the door outside, already 5 or 6 guys already said, can I get your number? But this is, can I get your number? They get your number and they move, which is not normal. So one of them I eventually asked and he's like, oh, he lives in Ibadan. He comes all the way to Lagos every Saturday because he knows there'll be a wedding. And then he gets to meet someone. So wedding is like literally, everyone expects everyone to be looking for someone. I just don't.
But to be fair, in a way, it is like that because most weddings, there are people generally kind of on the prowl. It's a weird environment.
But do you want to be meeting someone on the prowl? I mean,
See, if there's a vibe, yeah, but I'm not going to a wedding.
You come, you travel.
You travel. That's actually
Everywhere.
a person that is not balanced.
and the rest of them that got numbers, they were very much like
That person's
let me ask
problem,
you
we've not
this,
gotten
what
to
It
is
goes
it?
back
the
to that thing
bottom
when you
of
were
it.
telling
No.
you were telling your mom that there's people to marry.
Oh, no, it's so easy.
kind of person that if I bump to them at a wedding,
It's
if
so
I'm
easy to get married,
2 weeks, I just say, unfortunately, we have to go to
They want to marry
Ibadan.
tonight. you can marry tonight.
That's the shame.
Let's marry tonight. You can marry
only
tonight.
down qualities from Ibadan. That's it.
There will be no Ibadan slander over here.
Oh yeah, Tolani from
That's
Ibadan.
my
My
work.
mom is
That's my. Let me tell you, my main aim in life is to
slander people from
and
Ibadan.
the other day, someone said IB. I thought you can't pull it off. So, as a city, Ibadan cannot pull off IB. I said, please.
IB.
That's why
Stop
that's why I
trying to
chose my
make
friend
fetch
Amala. So
happen.
please do not.
No, we need to actually talk about this thing where young Nigerians have decided that
They
they are
love
ashamed.
trying to make things.
The Kali.
House of Tej.
What is that?
Tej Osho Market.
No, when you say young, you have to be specific. Millennials.
When the
Gen
babe
Z.
said, "Oh, she can get it from House of Tej,"
"Oh, I've never heard that."
Where is that? She said, "Oh, Tej Osho Market."
I've
I said,
never heard that
Why the hell would you?
I've never
Why would
heard
you
that
say
one.
that? No, I heard it very recently. Why would you say that?
Kali, AB, IB.
What Kali?
Calabar.
Calabar.
Oh, sin. That makes sense.
IB
That
is actually it's crazy because you can't pull it off. Or ABK, which is a new one I heard.
Abeokuta.
What is ABK?
I'm just learning.
Yeah,
I
learning
said,
AB.
you guys, you
I
can't
know.
actually be saying, "Oh, I'm going to AB." It's not. You can't make fetch happen. It can't work.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to Abeokuta saying ABK. Nobody.
Can I ask you a question? I know we didn't even get to what you guys did this weekend. You said work. What did you do this weekend?
Okay, so I tried out Pilates for the first time
How was
on
it? Reformer.
intro. It wasn't too bad. Now, okay. So I started talking to somebody recently, right? Again, first of all, met him at a wedding. Really lovely guy. Shout out to you, by the way.
I was about to say, the last guy I was talking to also met him at a
Yeah.
wedding. So
But so he's been on like this fit farm, healthy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not. And he was like, "Oh, let's go." No, not us. I should go and try
the Pilates.
and see. So I went, did it. Let not be that.
You didn't do it. Mhm.
Actually, it wasn't bad. I would do it like maybe 1-2 more times to see if it's actually for me. But shout out to all the baddies in Pilates.
They're actually trying.
Nigerian ladies are not playing in that place.
But did
Even-
you enjoy? My issue with Pilates is not actually the class. I mean, it's tough. It's the price. Honey. Everybody going for Pilates weekly is a
invest-
rich
it's an
lady.
investment.
Yeah, I thought
It's an
that too,
investment.
because I'm like, if you're paying for the
Babe.
gym
It's
per
an
month, it can't be
investment.
the same thing as you paying 30, 40K for a class. And then I was like, how many times will you go in a week?
You better to go for a jaw massage.
What?
You know what they
is
call
that?
it? You know what they call it? Forget the jam massage.
What is that?
Have you heard of Abele?
No.
What's a belly? Fake me.
Places where under the house they do massage.
What do you mean under the
How
house?
they'll stand on you like 4
What do you mean
people.
under the house? I don't
Oh, okay. You guys are not. You guys
I
are
need
not.
vlogs. That's what I'm
You guys are
asking.
not prepared.
I need the vlogs. That's what I'm
It's your
asking.
massage.
Local massage.
It's a local massage. They don't massage
You
your
know
breast.
how you go to all these houses and
Like
then
Swedish
people are
massage, like
sitting on
extra
bench
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, you
the
lay
jaw-
down on the bench
So how does
and
that
they
Swedish?
do under the house massage.
No, that part is what's confusing me. What's under the house?
No, as in, you know how there are a lot of houses like on the mainland that the house recesses.
Yes.
There's like a recess.
because they,
And
it's
so
like
there's
on
almost
slope.
like a little,
Yeah.
not porch, like a courtyard where the top of the house comes forward and then there's a bit where you're covered,
Mhm.
but you're not
At the
inside
bottom.
the house yet.
Almost
As if
like a basement.
Yeah, almost like a courtyard. And then people are usually sitting on the bench out
So
there.
it's outdoors. You get massage.
It's like an outdoor indoor.
Experience.
I don't know. People are normally sitting on the bench. I know how you just see people lazing, lying on the bench. Then the lady comes to give you a massage, local massage.
If she beat
It's
you with a
relaxing.
stick or something.
It's very violent.
Oh, okay.
It's very
Outside.
violent.
The jaw
violence.
massage,
Sure.
they like they press. They don't massage, they press.
Oh, I wonder.
And then
that one
because
sounds good.
Pilates is all about like stretching, they pull also.
That one sounds good, honestly.
So there's a thing where like they'll push your leg back.
I like that.
Back. You and your toes will be very close to yourselves. And they don't, you know, like how they like during Pilates, they'll just say like a gentle stretch.
Yeah.
Like, don't push yourself. No, they push.
I
over
like
here.
that. It seems
They
like
really
the way they
push.
did babies when they were younger.
Yeah.
Yes, it's something
I
like
think
that.
that sounds really good.
But I've never heard of a belly fake. I mean, that's crazy.
That's
Okay.
That's,
That's okay. The funny thing is, you see, me, I always know when I'm a bird
Maybe
of
I'll
a
go for
feather.
both of them. I'll give you the
part of the
review.
reason is that yesterday I was saying that my friend Leila, since we're both single, she should do Valentine's for me. And she told me she's going to do a belly, and I knew exactly what she was talking about.
no, that's crazy.
I knew exactly what she was
That's
talking about.
crazy.
She said, "All is spa."
That's crazy.
I didn't actually have a spa treatment tomorrow. I did it with
All is spa.
That's
All is
crazy.
part of it. Anyway, what did you do this
I
weekend?
went for a wedding this weekend, and it was really nice. Our friend Bisola.
Did you meet anybody
brother.
there?
No, I
Since
didn't.
clearly people
I
are
was
traveling from
But I was
Ibadan.
about to ask, get into the conversation. I have noted that I don't know whether it was the time of day or whatever. Nigerian men are very interesting when they're trying to. They haven't gotten the hang completely of how to like segue into conversation with women in public spaces. So because nobody wants to look stupid, they end up looking very stupid.
Yeah.
That thing they were avoiding, they now overcorrect. There was a guy that.
an example.
Okay, so my friend Bisola, like obviously it's her brother's wedding. She's really excited. So she's danced. Bisola danced she was just dancing and having a good time. I think this guy wanted to like talk to her, but he didn't know how to. I shit you not. You guys, this guy stood in front of us, started breakdancing.
You have to tell us ages when you tell us.
Are you guys my
Do you know what made it
character
funny?
is
Why
too
in our
bad.
30s? Do you know what made this thing funny? This guy is at least 6'3". So he's tall.
Oh,
So he's, like normal people, because we're short, when you're breakdancing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Him, the hand, he has to break
Like
it into like 9.
That kind of cute.
If,
She actually was like, she froze.
if
The
someone
friend she was dancing with too. Like,
what's going on?
and I have a
No,
time.
but
So I
it's
turned my
effort.
face to start.
no,
laughing.
no.
And then I think he thought maybe the breakdancing is not working. And that's how I don't know that it was Kukere. I don't even know.
No.
But you know what? It's actually very intimidating to walk up
No,
to a
I
group
understand.
of girls
No, but
and
it's not
her
even
friends.
a group. Sometimes it's even like when you're just another guy did something really funny. Imagine, let's say me and Fekemi are walking together, and you're a guy, but you're like Fekemi is really good friend. So you just start yelling Fekemi's name, right? And you stop, you run up to her. Then because you hadn't planned what you would do, you see something so dumb that even Fekemi is now confused.
What's happening?
At like what's going on. As that happened like and I just realized that Nigerian men don't know how to just like have a gentle ease. Like I think they need to do like a really big
They
impression.
don't
like,
understand
big
like
moment.
a
They think it's like
gentle
elevator pitch.
That's what they bring to the table.
Yeah, that's actually what they bring to the table.
So as like a matchmaker, no, genuinely, because I think it's something, I get it, like you're in a public space, saying hi to someone can be intimidating.
That you haven't been introduced to.
But you don't want to like fumble badly as well, to the
Yeah.
level that the person now thinks you're a bit strange.
Also, there are little things that I'm just like, you guys are big. See, yeah, in a wedding, that kind of thing. Try and gauge if the person is also gauging you before approaching. Very important.
Some of it is just like, hello. Do you know that?
Yeah,
a simple
like,
just like, the first thing like,
hey.
hey, how are you doing? What's your name? And you go, then you might come back and say, do you want a drink? I just think that's not
like,
easier.
just
no, that's
basic-
strange. If your friend is
basic
dancing, you
things.
can't walk up to her and say, hello, how you doing?
No, I don't mean the dancing part. Not on the dance
There's always
floor.
like a time where people are relaxed or
Just
sitting. You
relaxing
can read the
down.
room. You can read a
But
room.
girls are like always in a group.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
For
But
a
otherwise,
reason.
but if you have it like that,
She's really fighting.
if you
for
have it
this.
like that,
No, because it's hard.
I will
Girls
fight
are in
for
a
it
group.
also
Girls are in a
because
group.
It's
I
hard
believe
though.
that if you have it
How
like
do you
that,
approach
you
girls
should
in a
approach
group?
the group.
Yeah, and then say what
The
to
last
the group.
person I saw at embedding,
Yeah,
he
then say
Kuku
what to the
approached the
group.
group.
And say what to the group.
He approached all of us in the
Say
group.
hello, good
And say
afternoon.
what's-
Hi.
Yes. So look, we were sitting down. My friends very, very badly behaved. They said, sorry, please, between you and this boy, so we have been looking at yourselves since we got here.
Somebody
What's
say
the
something.
problem? So someone now waved him down.
Okay, that's different.
So then I said that, so he now came. So he came, he greeted everybody and said, please, I want to talk to you.
Oh, that's
Love
okay.
that.
That's okay.
So my
that's
friend
okay.
now said, talk to all of us.
Okay, your friend is a witch.
That one,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
That one is
Talk
a
to all of
witch.
us here together. He said, no problem. But like once I talk to all of you, maybe you release her to talk to me. And he came and he approached. They asked him like 3 questions and he answered. And he was like, hi people.
Do you remember what they asked
Hi
you?
people. I remember very much what they asked.
Can you tell us what they asked?
But absolutely not. I remember very much what they asked him. No, so they came and he was like, oh, this is my name. So one of them now said, oh, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know who you are. This one. So they were not asking him different questions. They're very stupid people. Very, very stupid
Again,
questions.
that birds of a feather thing that you said earlier.
Oh, tough, stupid questions, stupid answer, everything. But he was playing along. So I was like, okay, you can hang. So first of all, he had 2 pins in his pockets. One of them asked him, sorry, are you running for Senate?
Fair question.
Because what do you need to sign
At a wedding?
in this
Check for
wedding?
the couple.
That you brought 2 different
They
pins
check for the couple.
inside your...
Maybe a check.
That's what we were asking him. That sorry, sir, why do you have 2 pens? So they were writing him one, but he made the most of it, and then he brought us champagne. Very important. So again, somebody who is paying attention.
Yeah, just I think it's that's what I want to ask first of all, like how to approach.
What do you have? I mean, funny enough, I'm in the school of thought where I feel like the woman should approach.
Okay, sorry, ma.
personally-
This is
ma.
already.
Okay. We're in different school.
I'm saying a man has seen a woman that he thinks is attractive.
Well, I don't know because I'm not a man, so I can't tell you how a man should approach, right?
What do you
I can tell you what a man
clients?
can approach me and that would feel good. which
Okay,
is just
good.
Regular, just talk to someone and just say anything.
I think
Just
just
decipher from that.
I think a lot of us we think we're too advanced. When our parents said greet before you talk, don't
Like
just come and start
literally
talking.
just say
Hello.
hi.
It's actually a big deal.
Literally
don't
say
come and
hi.
just start talking.
Also, you don't actually, even if I'm in a group and we're all gisting, you don't have to, I know you're coming to talk to, you don't have to come and talk to me. Just first, let all of us be in a, do you get, like, let things just feel normal. And then at some point, you will find time to just, but why do you have to be weird? And just, I'm just like, these things are not that deep.
That
It's the same
deep,
with
yeah.
just normal group dynamics when nobody's trying to move to you.
Maybe
but
that's why I don't
someone
like
comes in
weddings.
and joins a group. You just come.
No,
you
I don't mean
chat.
only weddings though. I mean like just in general, like
Social
figuring out how,
setting.
in a
Like,
social setting how to
it's social
approach.
setting, maybe because I prefer the approaching sense. Because women, I think for a long time, well, generally,
Please, let me
if,
tell you, I want to, I don't know about women approaching them because of this.
no, I mean approaching. I'm not saying approach. I can tell somebody. I'm saying like now, if you have 5 guys approach you at a party, right? Means that it was their choice, right? Not your choice. You have to pick out of the 5 which one you like.
Do you?
Do you have
Sorry,
to pick
carry
out of the 5?
So, like, do you have to pick?
Exactly, which is worse. Imagine if you didn't like any of the 5.
It's better.
If you didn't like any of the 5, no, this is
better. No.
If you didn't like any of the 5,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So this is better if I go and approach 2 that I actually do like.
It's worst.
No, so this is the thing. Actually,
I think the idea of approach is different. Maybe
I'm
you think
very
approach is
easy.
like
I
you
don't
or
approach,
something.
but I bait.
That's it. Maybe that's the thing. People always think
See,
shoot your shots is actual shoot your shots.
Don't shoot anything.
No, but that's the problem. People have that mix up.
Yeah.
We shoot your shots. And
You can't create
yourself
a
in the
welcoming
target zone.
environment.
Yes, and place yourself in the target zone.
But
Not shoot your
beyond
shot,
that,
basically.
I can't shoot anything. I can't shoot anything. I don't
Yeah,
even
I can't go
advise it
above and
because
beyond.
a man,
Really?
you shoot
There's
your...
no
Okay,
above
no,
and
that's a
beyond
lie
you're going.
because-
There's no above and beyond you're going. You're just placing yourself in the target zone, not literally shooting your shot.
You know the
It's the same
problem
way
with
women stay
women
in
is that
groups.
they will
And then you see
remind
some
you that
woman-
you move to them.
No, but that's why you're not moving to the person. You're not. You're placing yourself in a position where, like, if you're in a group of girls, right? You saw a guy you like, made eye contact. You go to the bathroom on your own. On your way to the bathroom, he stops and talks to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did you
fair.
shoot
I
your
get
shot?
that.
That's baiting.
No,
That's what she
baiting.
is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm saying. He can't
I
he
get
can't come and
that.
tell you that you came and approached him.
my thing has always been
Yeah.
just so in terms of like contextually, because everybody likes to act obtuse. So
Yeah.
contextually, I do think because of like the society we grew up in, how we grew up, whenever everybody's like, let's flip the script. What if it were? I'm like, the thing
not
is,
realistic.
No, we're not,
it's
nobody's
not
flipping any
realistic
script.
because like there's a thing. Don't engage with people like you're outside of the society that you're
Yeah.
in. That's a very big thing for me. I used to do it before,
Right.
and it
Know
didn't
what you
really
mean.
help me. So I think there's a whole thing about like women approaching men.
I don't-
That is fantastic if the environment you grew up in didn't treat that as suboptimal.
I
Do you
think people
understand what
mix
I mean?
that up because some people do approach in approaching sense. I saw a girl that said she sent a message to a guy saying, I really like you.
Yes, I know people that have
No, I know
gotten,
people that do
have
it. I know
gotten
people
married
that
off of
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
What I'm
It's
saying is,
bold, though.
I
I'm just
personally
not
wouldn't
for it.
advise
Yeah, I'm just not
it.
for it. But it's bold and I just would not advise
I
anybody
think
to
it
do that.
depends on the type of, if you're dealing with someone, if on the surface, most Nigerian men find that forward.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
wouldn't advise it. But if you're ready to take that risk, I won't shame you for it.
Yeah.
either.
No, I would.
Like if you want to
I think
to
if
try,
you
I
have
wouldn't
it
shame
and
you,
it's
but
working
personally,
for
I'd rather
you.
mob the beach. I'm just saying my own personal thing. It's just, you can do what you want to do. I just
Yeah.
have my own personal, like, I'd rather choose stone. It's just what
Fair
you
enough.
want.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, like I said, the reason I wouldn't advise it is because men...
Like what you said, the whole you
yeah.
came up to me thing, I would be always afraid of that stuff coming up.
See, that's
Like
it. Because men
I would always be afraid of that.
men will remind you. Like, I have a lot of male friends. They will remind you that she moved to them.
I think especially because human beings are not as complex as we would like to think. When there's a problem, when there's an issue, when you're unhappy,
you default to basic
you want to upset your partner, right? It's not even about, you're not thinking, you want to upset them. So you want to bring up something that you think for them, because of our context, is humiliating or embarrassing.
So that's why you're saying, but you are like,
yes, that's interesting that you
so
said
that's
that.
what it is. It's not even like, because a lot of times they actually feel bad after they've said it.
Yeah,
but the point is that you know fundamentally our society sees this as humiliating. So you want to use this thing to upset me.
And we all know what those things
in the
are.
old days, like they had women like drop their handkerchief because they wanted the man to protect them. You pick you up and be like, oh, you dropped this. Who made the first move? Obviously,
the man made the move.
The man did make the move, but I mean,
she just dropped her
herself. Exactly, she
nobody
right?
sends you.
I have friends.
People actually don't bait. People just make.
It depends, because if it's some of my friends, they'll pass you and say, "Auntie, you drop your hanky."
He's not interested. Leave him alone.
Say, madam, that catch is that?
But then he's not interested.
It's not your
but then leave him alone. Then in that case,
I just think honestly,
I feel like it's
a lot of these things,
the person isn't interested.
people want to force a vibe that is not there. Most of the time, where this thing works, it's not that complicated because there is a vibe there. It is clear.
It's clear.
A lot of times to you, a lot of times to other people, there's a clear vibe. When situations are testy, it's when there's no clear vibe and one party wants to force it. The vibe by force.
No, it's the ego in people.
Then, like, what is happening? By the time you've approached me, you've looked at me, I didn't look at you back. Just free.
It's ego. I hate when I hear people say, oh, this guy was talking to me, but he's not serious. Or this girl was talking to me and they're not serious. I'm like, define not serious. Well, they spoke to me for 2 days, then stopped talking to me. It's not that they're not serious. They're just not interested in you. Let's just be...
No,
but that's the truth.
Hey, you mean they got to know you and decided absolutely...
No, because I even asked, I said, what was the difference? So she said, but he saw my picture and approached me. I said,
you mean on your... Okay, can we actually just use this? Can you segue into just breaking down like your service?
Okay, yes.
This service, I'm saying, even similar to just Instagram, if they see your picture and they step up to you on your DM. And the guy now gets your number from your DM and decides to talk to you. What changed between them? Because she's like, oh, he got my number, he saw my picture, but then after 2 days, he stopped talking to me. I'm like, what did you think changed? I'm trying to lead you to your,
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, he's just not serious. I'm like, no, you started talking. So obviously in the conversation, he found out that
he doesn't actually like you.
And that's not a crime.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
That's what I'm saying. So it's an ego thing.
You just have to you have to take a private L and call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, men have been taking L since. And they're okay
it's normal for them.
So why can't we...
It's not normal for me.
So basically, you're saying she doesn't have content and like she just keep it moving.
That's what I'm saying, because what is the implication?
But she's not lying.
Everybody cannot like you, because they really get angry.
They can. Everybody can like me.
If
they try, they can.
If they try hard enough, they will find something to like.
That is why it's good to have a healthy sense of self. Like my parents made me so delusional when I was younger.
Exactly.
If you don't like me,
if you don't like me, it's your problem. And you know what I always feel? I always think that the truth is that, look, we listen to this podcast. I can carry a conversation. You're not going to say, oh, you didn't enjoy the conversation. You are lying.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it, but that's not his cup of tea. But that's not his cup of tea.
You don't drink tea. You don't drink tea.
No, it's good. No,
he doesn't drink tea. We found out
Didi, you're laughing. This is the truth. Like, I tell women that you need to have a healthy sense of delusion.
Life, because I'm always like, clearly, he's delusional.
But it's fine, but it doesn't hurt you in this. You can't. This is a thing. Just genuinely.
No, I mean in real life, I know that that's what happened. Like,
and that's fine.
Like,
you don't need to like me.
I can never.
But you can't have. You can't take it as such a personal.
No.
Yes, you can't.
You have to just. That's the thing. You can't take it as like as an indictment of your character.
Exactly.
No.
Don't think you're the problem.
Yes.
That's the problem. People think they're the problem.
No. That's my problem. I have never.
He's the fool.
You know the challenge I have. I've never considered that the problem. Never. Because usually, if you check it very well, he's a clown.
When we have to place them, no, you're not the problem. He's not the problem.
No, he is.
You're just not the
No. We're not compatible.
Okay, so everybody that meets you should like you and love you and want to be with you.
Most likely, most optimally. That's what.
No, it's not. I need to speak to your parents.
And if you speak to my parents, guess what I mean? Absolutely.
Of course.
The other day we were at like a family thing, and one of my friends was talking to my brother, and And then they were joking. My brother and her were joking that, they're together. And then she was joking that, she doesn't even like him. All my aunties were like, who even wants you? We don't want you in our family. Look at you. So automatically, our response is always,
yeah, right.
somebody we're managing. So that's where I grew up. Literally, in one fell swoop, all of them were like,
who
wants you?
It sounds like my
Who wants
family.
you? Yeah. So automatically, they're just like, it can never be me. It can never be me. It's you.
Yeah.
You see,
And when you get to your own family, they will do the same for you.
it depends. I mean, I do statistics and we do the whole baseline scenario, pessimistic scenario, and optimistic scenario. So even the baseline scenario, being a little bit, let's call it realistic. Pessimistic scenario is like, have low self-esteem. Everyone doesn't like
you think
me.
everything
The
is
problem
your
is my fault. Optimistic is like, look, everyone else is a problem in the world.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are saying right now. Optimistic. So I'm more on the baseline scenario that, you know what, you can actually look at yourself sometimes and think, look, it's
I've
okay.
also started applying it to my family as well.
What, the baseline part? Or the optimistic part?
Optimistic part.
When you check very well, it's also
So
your
like
issue.
sometimes when I'm grumpy and I've like, because I can be quite to myself, I'm grumpy. Obviously, the people that suffer the most are my family.
Yeah.
with it. So sometimes I go back and my mama say, Mommy, you've not been trying to engage with me. Say, because you're so grumpy. I say, no. You have to learn to rise to the occasion.
Get me out.
What can I do?
It should be like, see what I've started
Yes,
now.
To
See what I
improve
did.
my mood.
To improve Jola's mood.
Who sent me to do this now?
Yes, I said, Mommy, you dress how you want to be addressed. Yes, so you treated me because you did not approach me the right way. I replied you in a terrible way.
Absolutely.
No, but genuinely,
My
I do
mom's
think
already
it's,
tired of me, so that's even it.
I do think that it's
normal looking.
I do think that it's interesting that in getting to know people, like how personally we take very early,
Yeah.
let's call it losses, very early on. Like somebody starts talking to, I see it a lot of people are constantly ruminating over, like this guy spoke to you for 2 days, but they are ruminating, no, that guy, he wasted my time.
You know what I think it is? People like project
2 days.
out. So you've been talking to someone for 3
Time is
weeks,
money.
which realistically is actually a short time. But then you've projected so much into the 3
that
weeks.
already.
And also,
written your
because
book,
people
your
are
last name
into
and changed and stuff.
self-deceit. We are into self-deceit. And to be frank, a lot of people have no boundaries. Things you have no business discussing inside 3 weeks. Don't they discuss them? This person, you just met him, your family secret. Why does he
Already
know
there.
it? No, I'm being dead. We all do it. I'm being dead serious. There's a level of like depth and it's just, excuse me, this is a stranger.
Yeah, you're not lying.
Why are we discussing? And so it feels, when it doesn't work out in the natural timeline, you've been on 6 dates, and you discover that actually that one or two fundamental things, it feels so hard because honestly, the thing we've
The
packed,
6 is what you
we've
should have done
packed
in a year.
inside 3 weeks
Is what you should
in
have
this day
done
and age,
in-
I find it to be plenty.
Yeah.
And it's because you're always, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with always communicating, but I find, even me, I find that there is, I'm only now learning that there's like a boundary issue of, actually, there's no reason to get into this right now.
over
Like,
communicating.
I actually, this is our
It's
third
like
date.
going
That
on a
is
date with
something
a
I learned
guy and
last
then
year,
throughout the whole
actually.
day they talk about their ex and how the ex did this.
Oh, me, I
and
don't
ex
even
did
know.
that.
Which one is
And
that?
this happened.
I don't even get into
The
that.
oversharing.
Who cares about
or
it?
the-
I don't
I mean,
send-
oversharing happens. They talk about their family.
Yeah,
everything that
so there's a
shouldn't
lot of
be.
oversharing
Yeah.
and there's a lot of like pouring.
So of course you will feel
yeah.
bad when the person cuts you off because
Yeah.
you've shared.
Also, if there's a glimmer
of
of, this person can work out, there's like a
There's that
clinging on both sides
I was just
onto
about to say,
that,
is
where
that
you
like-
invest so heavily emotionally that it feels like you've poured in. Okay, what did you pour? It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You need to take a step back.
Yeah.
The problem is a boundary issue.
Oh, wow.
Me and my friend are talking about it, that it always feels like more than it is because so much of your emotion that you're supposed to hold and pause and say, actually, let's
Let
Let
get
me
to
even
know each
figure
other.
out.
You've just allowed it to
everything
be
to
out there
it.
because you're carried away, you're having a good time, but it's a very
realize
short
this could be the
It's
time.
like
one. This
mostly
could be the one.
women, though. Is this like a man-woman?
I mean, I think it's both. Let me know.
No,
like-
do you know, it's both.
Maybe
But I
both.
will
I
say
think
something
it
I've learned.
affects women maybe more, but I think it's both.
Do you know why? I think women take it a bit more personally because we've. So I saw a random video of this girl who thought like her and her gym crush were like
in a relationship.
not in a relationship, but that he was taking her a bit seriously because of the way they were talking. And there were lots of guys trying to explain that
This is
men just be saying things.
Yeah.
Like they just be like you've attached
people are just
emotion.
nice to you and you're
Like they're just saying things.
Yeah.
Like when he said, wow, like I've never felt like this before, it was in that moment. You didn't feel like that before.
Doesn't mean.
But it didn't mean like, but you truly were like engaging with
Yeah.
it.
Let nobody
very
ever tell
early.
me I've never felt like that before and they're lying. Bosha.
No, that moment.
Tolani, they lying a lot.
I mean,
at that moment.
but like,
No, she's
okay,
lying
it's
at that
honest.
moment, right?
But they're also like carried, people are carried away,
See, there are
enjoying
moments
it.
that are just heavily charged.
Yes.
That's just the truth. And you're carried away. Look,
So
we're talking
they're not
about
lying
meeting
at that
somebody,
moment.
but forget that. You try, you go to
we
the...
never said about
No, what I'm even saying is like, for example, go to somewhere that as in it's actually beautiful. You're in Italy, you're in Paris, you're in Cape Town, you've met somebody, everybody's looking for charge.
Especially if you're someone that's no, but then also if you're someone that's
Charged
primed
with
for
romance.
mentally primed for romance,
For romance,
things that
yeah.
aren't that significant take on a
They
significance.
take on a crazy thing.
You bumped into him and he was wearing his cologne. One of your
Okay,
favorite-
somebody told you that. Look, I have a friend. To be fair, I have a friend that, to be fair, who she married actually works out, but we always laugh. She always used to say that the person she marries has Y in their name. She saw it. Lo and behold, her husband has Y in his first and last name. But do you know how funny it was when every man that had Y? I said, God, I beg.
Oh my God.
What's happening? This is a clown with Y. But it's things like that you are... Look, I said this on this podcast. There was one time I met somebody. I was going to travel the next day. They said we must go on a date. They changed my flight. 2 business days like this, we were on a date for 48 hours. By the time I got back home, 2 of us were confused. Yes. No, because it's not a normal... It was heavily charged. Until like a couple of weeks later, I thought, so sorry, we're not in a relationship. What's happening?
Is that what people call love bombing?
I said,
No, that's
it wasn't.
different.
It was just very intense. After a while, I was like, actually, we're not... That was 2 days.
Yeah.
Why? This fight, it was honestly, we were having an argument and I just thought, I said, wait, so I don't even know who you are. As we are now, I cannot spell your surname.
But isn't that the theory of like nails and bone? You know, when like you're growing up and you think, I will meet somebody and it's this amazing, just one moment in time type of thing.
And it's not bad. It's just, you have to like temper it with like
common sense.
The reality of what like life looks like or what's going on. I don't know. I just think that around like love, romance, relationships, like we make so many interesting decisions and mistakes.
There's a lot of delusion in there as well. And like I feel like that's what makes life fun and
it makes it sweet, I can't lie, because you know that period where 2 of you are deceiving yourselves, the best.
Yes, but like
the best time of dating.
Can't you continue deceiving me for a very let's just keep that up.
What's that woman that has that video where she's like, lied to me? Like, as in, why did you stop? All of it. When we first met, what's her name? She passed away recently.
Sorry.
There's a video with her and James Baldwin, and she was explaining that why is it that men, when you first start, they're putting their best foot forward, as in they're lying to you, but then after a while, you're putting your best for other people. By the time you get home, you're grumpy, and she's like, no, lie to me, put your best foot forward, keep, as in that self-deceit we were deceiving ourselves in the beginning, in the honeymoon period.
It's laziness.
You carry on.
It's laziness.
And all of a sudden, you say you want to show me your true self. Why?
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Where you kept it before.
Okay, so basically, we ask people to send in like Valentine's Day love-based, either dilemmas or stories, right? So I'm going to start off with a happy one. It gets tragic as we go along this episode.
I have one that is very similar to everything we've been discussing.
Okay, so let me read the happy one and then you read that one. So this person calls themselves, they are using love to finish me. Says, hi guys, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I want to take the time to appreciate my amazing husband. We met when we were 21 and 23, and we are now 29 and 31. We are parents to 2 amazing boys, and sometimes my life genuinely feels like a daydream. I married an amazing man who has seen me through very many versions of myself and made my experience through motherhood very peaceful. He's a very hands-on dad and an incredible partner who knows when I need time to rest and be away from my children. He makes sure I sleep in when I need to and handles the kids by himself, especially at that time of the month. I'm very spoiled and enjoy being the only girl in the house. Imagine the love of your life having him and his 2 minis very obsessed with you. He's very annoying sometimes and incredibly stubborn, like a goat. But I could write a million books of how amazing he is. Thank you so much for all you do for me and the boys, my love. Your hard work and dedication to our very tiny family is never in vain. I love you. We listen to you guys during our commute together at work, so I know he's going to hear this.
Aww.
First of all, second, yuck. Don't mind me, but that's very cute. That is very, very, very cute.
Can I just say that regardless of like what I do for work, right? I love love and like I really believe in marriage as an institution and like good for you.
Is that disclaimer? I'm into love.
No. Also, good for you to have that. Do you
Yes,
understand?
it's great.
That's what I always think of all these people, all these couples that like fall in during radio shows just to be like, oh, I don't have to tell my love, I love you, that kind of. And I'm thinking,
do you know what I really liked?
do you get?
There was a video. I'm sure people have seen this one, right? Of this woman in the market that they told her like she should call her husband and tell him that she loves him, and depending on how he answers, they'll give her money.
Yeah.
And she calls him to tell him, and they're in Yoruba, and they're just going back and forth. Oh, I really love you. How is
Can you send me that?
Just going back and forth. And kini. Even the person that came with the
was
money
like,
said,
what's
okay, thank
happening?
you. It's all right, thank you so much. It was so nice because she was just like, oh, thank you, Baba, I'll call me something. He was not asking, is she okay? How is the shop? Kini. She was not kicking her leg on the bed.
Must be nice.
I was like, madam, if you don't focus on what you're selling. Oh, but it was very nice. So I think this is the thing that keeps, you see what we've just done? We're about to keep at least 1,000 young women in a deep delusion.
Because we've started off on a high note before we get into the rubbish. Anyway, this person, Lover Girl at Heart, says, hello, my beautiful ladies, help. Oh. This man has refused to ask me out. And me, I've gone to fall for him. How do I get him to make things official, please? Because it's obvious he likes me too.
Pause.
I mean, who wouldn't? Or am I Delulu?
Oh, God.
How many of you say who wouldn't?
No, but genuinely.
I wouldn't like
This
me.
babe said, how do we get him to make it official?
But
How can you say
it's
somebody
clear
has
he loves
refused
me.
to ask
No, but
you
say
out?
it's clear.
Wait. Ask you out in what sense? Now we're talking.
The man is
No, it's
not
very conflicting. The message is
interested.
conflicting.
No, but are we
No,
saying
she said-
ask
at some
you
point
to
she
be
said,
his girlfriend
it's
or
obvious
ask you
he
to
likes
go on
me,
a
right? She
date
said
now?
something
Because
like
those
that.
are
She said,
two-
how do I get him to make things official,
She said
please?
it's
That
obvious.
it's obvious he likes me too. I
Okay,
mean, who
okay.
wouldn't? What makes me doubt her
Okay,
is that I
okay.
mean, who wouldn't?
No, my
Or
part is
am
the
I
obvious part. Like,
Delulu?
what part makes it obvious that he likes
She
him?
didn't make it clear because I think she knows I will insult her. She didn't make it clear. But what I think is going on is a classic case of like,
Situationship?
no, you've put yourself in a relationship that the second person has not joined.
Yeah, situationship.
No, this is not situationship. Situationship,
You're
two
there
people
by
know that
yourself.
two of you are in last situationship.
No,
You
one,
are
but one
in
person
it.
exactly is usually catching feelings though. Like, sounds like that's
No,
what she's saying.
situationship is even different. Two of us enter situationship. If I'm catching feelings in situationship separate, this is a case of...
Do you know what I don't like? I think the word situationship has helped a lot of non-committal people. Has allowed conflict avoidant people remain in situations that are not great for them.
If
are
you
not
not wrong. I hate that word. They should bury it in the sand somewhere. Relationship.
Usually, one
It's
person
the
is
dumbest
suffering, in
thing
my
I've ever
opinion.
heard in
One
my
person
life.
suffers it, in my opinion.
It depends.
One person's agreeing to
if
it
you
just
both know,
because
if you're,
of,
some people are pretty cool with, like, I'm not sure what's happening here yet. That is different from one person not being interested in being committed, but enjoying all the other benefits that come with being
situationship, do you
tethered.
think both parties are like, you don't want labels, you just want to be here?
That's
There are very
the
few
only time
situations
that it should be
where
a situationship.
two of them
that would be a
agree.
good situation. Yeah, but
Yes,
very few
that's why the
times-
word is offensive.
Yeah, because very few times does that happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
most of the time,
one
one person fell into it.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's
Also,
not a situationship.
There's a lot of
One person
shame
is
around
not,
the story. Fakem and I talk about this thing all the time. People think a lot more about the story and it affects how they feel. So for instance, I don't want to have to tell you to ask me out. But having a good time,
Okay,
you like
sorry,
me.
my vocabulary is when you say ask you out, are you saying girlfriend and
Yes,
boyfriend?
yes,
Not on a
girlfriend,
date.
not on a date.
Official.
Girlfriend and boyfriend. Like
I think that's what this babe's talking
Forget
about.
Okay.
Forget
Making
even
it official,
asking.
putting labels on it. Right?
Forget asking out because some people don't need that, but I want it to be clear that we are together, like we are boyfriend and girlfriend. And some people have a really big problem with in the story they have in their mind is that he's going to like
Realize
do this
that,
thing.
Yeah.
And so I just have to
Keep
drop
on.
hints and keep on.
See how we just assume that it's a he that's going to do it, and the woman is.
I'll speak for the ones I know now. I don't give a damn. The other ones, anything they like, they should be doing. Is me and my babes that care about. But I find it very interesting where because you told yourself that story, you don't even want to bring up the conversation because it ruins the story.
Yeah, because
So if
you're
you
supposed
say-
to
if
know
I
how
say-
I'm feeling.
If I say I've
Also,
spoiled
also
it,
that's
No,
fear
but
of
they-
losing that person if they bring
No,
up
there's
that.
a fear that it's because I said it that you're doing it, which makes it
which
not
is
as
now
real.
The same thing, like you said, like because I was on my way, he came to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's what I was
I
about
mean,
to
if you're
say.
seeing someone,
Yeah, but,
and then
but you're the
it's
one that brought
after
it up.
you say oh, as in, are you not going to ask me out that they ask you out?
Yeah, so it's
It
almost
feels like a
You're always going to
story.
doubt. Yeah, it feels like you push them. Whereas most people just want people to just magically know
I mean, Cinderella.
what's going. And that's what's doing this girl. What's doing her? She's like, see, it's
She
very
said he
obvious.
hasn't asked me out.
Yeah, I
That
think
means he
when
hasn't
she's
put
saying make
labels
it,
on
I
it,
think she means
basically.
he hasn't made it official. But to me personally,
communicated that,
I think people
obviously.
know what they want, and people are not clowns.
But then
FK, I
won't lie,
want to
promise-
give you like a bottle of champagne and flowers right now for that statement.
People know what they want.
I feel like in my own line
Yeah.
of craziness and in the craziness that I've also dealt with in my own life, that's what she thinks is happening is not what you think is happening.
No.
If he wanted you to be his babe, there would be no if, buts, or
Thank
maybe I
you.
should put it on a banner.
Okay.
It's not like you're asking me, oh, will you go to homecoming with
you
me?
get like
It's
it's
not that.
fine.
Okay, I know
It's
the
not-
advice you guys have given, but what do you now think she should now do now?
She should stop being
She
shy.
should stop being shy, number
And
one,
then
and
do
she
what?
should
Yeah,
stop
are we in a
deceiving herself.
relationship?
Communicate, right?
No, not communication.
You said that you're in a relationship.
No,
It's
it's a
like
simple
communication.
question. Because
That's
that's
the
the problem with
question. That's
communication.
communication
No,
now.
I don't want you to get into a conversation about the
No,
the ifs
asking
and the
are we in a
buts.
relationship? Is a
She needs to make it
communication.
plain. Yes or no, because once you get into the conversation, there's a way
No,
that
not a
she'll
conversation.
There's a way he can whine her and she'll pick things up and deceive herself first.
No,
But can I
not
say not to be-
conversation,
not to
communication.
be-
Sorry, one
Like,
second.
what are we doing? here?
Yeah,
That's
basically.
that's communication,
Fair
basically.
enough.
Because some people will say, okay, Joel, just leave, just never answer his call.
No, I don't
ask.
think
So
that.
communication is like the best thing. Just
Ask.
ask, like, what are we doing? If he says we're not doing it, okay, move.
My own thing, the reason why I really like that asking is because there's a type
Makes
of
things
reply
clear.
you can get that will wake you up.
It will.
The
your
alarm will be
eyes
so
will just
hot.
start
Sometimes the lack of reply
shining.
is very
What
clear.
you now start hearing, I love spending time with you.
Oh, there are plenty. Let's see
Then
how
all
it
of a
goes.
sudden you realize that you are Netflix.
Why do we?
You are here for entertaining.
There are
the
different
fellow.
response. Exactly. There's let's go with the flow. I seen we're going with the flow.
Now a nylon
a
bag.
river.
You're just moving with
Then
it.
let's see how
is
it.
a river.
Let's see how it goes. Because
Yeah.
somebody's blind. Let's see how it goes.
Why do we have to put a label
Yeah.
on things?
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
A personal
Why just
faith.
put a label on things?
Why do we
I
have to
don't
put a label
believe
on?
in labels. I think we can just
Then-
do our thing.
Then, if we're now going very Nigerian, there are some where you realize you didn't actually say anything. Lol, now what for you?
Yeah.
But I like that one because that one is the clearest. That one is very clear. I like that one because it's very clear.
Now what for
Oh,
you?
I love
Okay.
Nigerian men.
Which one is this one
Which
now?
one is this?
What
I've
brought
told
this
you
up?
you are my wife now. You didn't answer.
No, that's
the
madness.
correct
But can I ask you a question?
You didn't
Yeah, of
answer
course.
the question.
In all your experiences, right? Have you ever met like Nigerian men, for example, that like love direct women?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean love direct?
100%.
100%.
When you're direct and say,
Like when
Yeah.
you're
Just
like,
say,
of course.
because I feel like there are, and shout out to you guys, love you guys, but there's some people that like you're immediately just being like speaking your mind, and the guys automatically like,
yeah.
that's not the person for you.
That's,
oh
They
no,
find
for
it
sure,
to be abrasive.
for sure.
Mm.
You get, but it's like again that thing of that humiliating factor where you two you're just like, let me just shut up my mouth and stay there. When he's ready, he would ask me out. He would.
Yeah.
But then if you're not,
No.
but I feel like if you're in a situation where you don't feel confident to be able to be like, how far, bro?
So, bro.
No, I always say bro when I'm annoyed.
No.
Because they feel that just
They're
like,
really
as
bro.
in, which one is bro?
No.
I say you're my brother in Christ. Since we don't know what's what to do.
No, genuinely,
What are we?
I do think like in the land of like figuring out relationships and love, which can be very tough, the worst thing is to be lying to yourself. I don't mind lying. I don't even, this is going to sound crazy. I don't mind you even lying to your partner. Lying to yourself
It's really
is
something.
really, really
So basically, her
awful.
question is just the basic usual one. What are we?
Yes. There's no way to make what she
Say,
wants
what are
is
we? I said, what is happening
what she
here?
wants is
Yeah,
a
that's
silver
what are we?
exactly, what are we?
No,
that's-
Are you doing that?
That's a title on its own. What are we? There are different ways to ask what are we, but it's what are
I
we.
can't even ask a Nigerian man an open-ended question.
No,
You can't
yeah.
ask what are
No,
we?
that's the
We are
title.
walls.
No, that's the title.
We are the children.
No, it's like say what you bring to the table. You don't ask the exact question, but that's the title.
If you ask what are
You
we,
can't ask someone
not
that exact question.
we're enjoying while on the Are we in a relationship? Yes, no.
There are different ways to go about this question.
But you know
Okay,
the problem.
just say, should I address you as my
As
boyfriend?
or not.
No,
That's for that one.
did you know what my issue is?
You don't like that one?
I mean, there are different ways. I just won't pick
I
that one.
think I don't like almost like encouraging women to be coy. I don't.
I'm just like, say
I
your
think
mind, honey.
The problem
My
is
mind is that I'm going on a date. If it's okay with you, then I mean,
the
I'm
problem is an
very-
issue of directness. I don't want to play with you. I'm upset because I feel like I'm meandering.
Yeah.
I don't like the way this thing is making me feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to play any game
that's because,
again.
people are probably pausing
I'm going
their
on a
life
date.
and-
I don't even care about this date
but
I'm
that's
going on.
because
At least you I like. Do you like
Yeah,
this?
you I like. Do you like me back?
Do you want
Let's
to be
move.
together? Let's
But obviously, we're
move.
taking it as a situationship because situationships are not actual relationships, right? Because if we're taking it as a situation,
I don't know what
It means you're
that
talking
word,
about-
I
we're
don't-
talking
that
about
word,
the
it doesn't. I don't. It doesn't mean. I don't know what that means.
No, because if you have a date and someone says let's go on a date and I tell you and you're like, oh, cool. I mean, to me, I'm just like reading.
I know. See,
Okay.
I
don't
think that so this is the problem.
I can ask you that where are we going? If we're
situation-
actually dating.
Mhm.
Yeah, a situationship is like a broad. That's the thing. It's such a broad. Anybody can use it to say any kind of thing.
Anything.
Yeah.
My issue always stems from when one person is confused about what's going
Yeah.
on. That is not a situationship.
Mhm.
Situationships are actually clear.
Mhm.
We both
You
are
hardly have
willing
that,
participants
Yeah.
in this thing that is happening, right? It's not fun to feel
And there's a level
unsure.
of respect.
Yes, it's not fun to feel. It's not a fun feeling. It's no longer fun when one person feels unsure or anxious or worried,
Mhm.
or you have to start lying when your friends ask you what's going on with you and someone else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not.
I don't know,
yeah.
You're no longer having fun because you're too embarrassed. At the point where you're too embarrassed to say you're in a situationship, you know what the problem is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once somebody is
You know that
asking,
relationships are actually turn into situationships, quote unquote, in the sense that I mean, relationships have courtship limits. I don't know what your courtship limit is or hers. It's very.
That's what I
What's
was
the
saying,
courtship
where you
limit?
is dragging on. But I think what we're just saying is fundamentally, one person is trying to move into another level of whatever you're doing, and you're not sure. So for me, the best thing is just make it plain.
Just
Make it
ask the
plain.
person.
Ask the question. Don't dance. What I don't like is people dancing around. What you want to ask is, look, are you, as in, are we in a relationship or not? Like, what's your plan? Instead, once you start saying things like, oh, even that I'm going on a date, some people might not, like, that's not the answer that I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is, what is it that you want us to be doing here?
I mean,
And the problem, people are afraid to say it directly because you don't want the no. Plainly, it's easier for somebody to meander in an answer to you and for you to also hold on to that rubbish that they've said.
that's just ways to hold on to. Like, what question would you say you'd ask the person?
Are we in
Like,
a
remember we
relationship
said-
or not?
The person says, like what you said. When the person says,
That's my
now
answer.
I'm for you.
That's my answer.
That's my answer.
that's
Now for
what
me,
you answer.
now for me,
He
it's
has
not
told me no.
yes. You've told me no.
When he says the now,
Yes,
told me
that's
no.
no.
So somebody else, their own answer, their own question could be, "Oh, I'm doing this," and then the person is like, "Okay, have fun," or maybe they cook
that's
and they're
not a
like,
clear
"Oh, your future
question.
husband is lucky." It's still an answer to somebody else
Mm.
because clearly,
No, but my whole thing is, I
know?
think women are consistently trying to gamify that thing
Yeah.
because they find it embarrassing to be direct. It's not actually embarrassing
Don't be embarrassed
to be direct.
speak
Like
your
nobody
mind.
else is in this room.
Girl,
the two
it's
of
your
you.
life. It's your life as
It's just
well.
something I've noticed. Like there's a thing about feeling silly because you're not constantly like playing this game.
Yeah.
It's not fun. That foolishness you feel is not going to go away when you play a game and one guy has been dropping hints. So now
Yeah.
you've told him that you're going on a date. You've agreed to go on a date with somebody you don't care about because the whole thing you want is to
But even
mention
after
that you're
you've
going
gone
on a date so that
you
that
still
man
want
can
him
finally...
to tell you that
but like
you're
you
still
said,
back
even when
and
you ask the question
forth.
directly, and some people are trying to, like you said,
But that's
they're
a
trying
clear
to hold on
answer.
answer. That's a
no,
clear
like they're trying
answer.
to hold on to something that's not there.
That
And
one
they've
you've
heard an
asked
answer,
it.
like now one, they're still trying to lie to themselves and say, "Oh, maybe he doesn't mean this," or he says, "No, let's take this slowly." Some people believe in let's go with the flow.
I won't have asked if I was okay with
Yeah.
this.
But can I
Let's
just
go with the flow,
can I
right?
just also point out that actions speak louder than words?
They
Yeah,
do.
and lack of
And
actions too.
this whole are we, are we,
Whether
are
or whether.
they, or
Personally,
I feel like somebody. I think about men is, I'm sorry, is it that they love you or they hate you? Like they should. Like no.
There's no friendship in
No.
between.
There's no like.
actually,
There's no friendship in between.
Yeah,
There's no friendship
because
in
the
between.
way they move is like, you know what? I'm not even. Don't ask me any stupid questions because I'm acting like
you know
I
what
hate
it is.
You.
You know
I'm
what
showing
it is.
you I
And this
hate
thing,
you.
everybody does it. Again, this is another thing that we don't like to admit.
I
There's
swear.
a way you like someone, you just don't like them enough. It's just not
Yeah,
that
that's
deep.
what I'm
It's not
saying.
that
It's
deep.
not
You
love
like
and hate.
them,
It's not
but
love and
it's
hate.
just, see, it's
It's not
not
love and
that
hate.
deep.
No,
It's not that
It's
deep.
never. It's not that deep.
No, in that respect, you still hate me.
Now, also,
but
it's
it doesn't
still-
mean-
You still hate me,
No,
but it's
also,
not
there's
that
in this
deep.
culture too as well that there's that whole I might get better. So I could find better. So they're holding on to you like a bench warmer, right?
Yeah, she's
I could
right.
get
Yeah, they
better.
put you on ice.
Yeah, so I could get better. So that thing.
So till then,
So
they're
you're
just
there.
like
So
waiting.
they don't hate you, but
They don't.
If I
they
could
don't
get
like
more,
you.
if
Sorry,
Sorry,
I'm
my
a friend.
friend
What I'm
delusional
gonna tell you is
mind.
that they hate
You
you.
hate me.
Yeah.
Because they're wasting my time.
I'm wasting my
yeah.
time.
Okay, let me read. Let me read one because we ask people for their terrible
Yeah.
Valentine's Day stories as well. So D says, one Valentine's Day like that. It was my first Valentine's Day with the dude I was with at the time. He sent me a box of cupcakes, chocolates, and a handmade card with a lovely handwritten note to my office. See me feeling like a star girl. I shared a picture of the delivery and my appreciation to him. A few weeks later, I went on a weekend getaway, and something kept telling me to check his phone while this man was asleep. That was when I discovered that this was a mass order from the same vendor with the exact same gift and the love note to not one, not two, but 6 other babes, including me.
Wow.
That's what? 7 of us. Exact package and exact wording on the note. The vendor simply changed our names.
Wow.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Of course, I woke him up and confronted him with it. Because what kind of stupid sleep are you sleeping? This man gave me one nonsense cock and bull story, but that was the end for me. Men will always stay in your white. Even if you decide to wear black, they will publish.
Oh, that's terrible. But again, it happens.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I have a friend that makes cakes, and every Valentine's Day, normal number, somebody has ordered 4 cakes. Somebody has ordered 3 cakes. And they're just like, Shebi is all love, all vow. Any babe they're talking to, they sense.
No, but can I tell you what's funny? Because
That's
in that
funny.
in that
That's
guy's
funny.
mind now, right? She's the chosen one because she's the one that went on.
No, she's not. She's just, she's
Oh,
just on that
getaway.
holiday.
This weekend.
Girl, next weekend
that
he's
was Valentine's
doing
weekend.
another
She's there with
getaway. Next weekend, that
She still has to work.
nigga is traveling again.
He's having fun.
He's having a great
And it's
time.
not just
Every
Yeah.
time,
Yeah,
every
with a
time,
group of people
every time
too,
I
though.
think about that, it's like that men will leave you in the desert without water.
I promise
Yeah.
you, he's having a good time. But this multiple Valentine's, people do it all the time,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Mm.
People do it all the time.
Yeah.
People do it all the time. It's very crazy.
But let there.
Okay.
And people do it all the time. Don't be
Take heart.
annoyed.
Yeah, like sorry about
There was one
that.
about someone in uni where I think it
Sorry
says
for the
200 level. And I didn't finish reading it because my phone is moving somehow. But I reckon what she was saying was that he did Valentine's Day for her, but she's not that paid. You can't find it.
Okay, let me see. If
How
I
did
can
you
see.
feel?
And it's,
Can I?
I don't know.
Did
See,
you send the bill to her? I don't get how she paid.
No, there's one I saw here. Let me see.
Can I ask you guys
Yeah.
something? Now that this
Yes.
Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
Mhm.
What would your ideal Valentine's Day gifts be? Like, what would you love to receive? As
Let
a
me
Val-
answer like a Christian woman.
Mhm, mhm.
Peace of mind in a manner that emulates the love of Christ.
Okay, they answer the other part of your heart. Answer
Huh?
the other part.
I find Valentine's Day it's a very sentimental thing. So for instance, like I have my dad, I think there was a year, I think it was secondary school, where I felt I think as I was showing that I was feeling very left out.
Right.
And my dad did like a whole thing. He bought me like flowers and a teddy
My dad did
bear.
Valentine's Day.
Yes. So I've never thought of it as like a grand gesture
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I love when in small ways somebody shows that
Yeah.
they're thinking specifically.
Yeah.
About you.
Specifically, I hate a general, you saw
Like,
that
you can tell that it's
was
for you,
raining
right?
this
Just
year.
bought
It's all
somebody
this
plenty
big bouquet.
flower.
I don't need that. I need like something that tells me very
That you know
specifically that I was like, okay, this thing is what Jola would like.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm buying for her.
Mm.
So I don't really care. Unfortunately, a lot of things I like. I also have asked Fake. I have an impulse buying problem. I don't wait for anybody to buy me
She has bought
anything.
it.
I
Yeah.
bought it.
Yeah.
I've bought it. A friend was telling me last week, there's one, he's a group of novels. By the time he told me the name, I didn't know how to tell him that.
They've already.
I heard this
Oh.
months ago. Like, and he saw that I had liked one dress. I've bought it. So it's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge thing. And also, the older you get, the less of a... We can lie, but when you're younger, like Valentine's is a statement
Exactly.
thing as
Means a
well.
lot.
It shows your importance.
Yeah.
So I've grown past that. For me, the big thing is like, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
And I want to make you either laugh or smile.
Yeah.
Because niggas be lying. I don't want the same thing everybody's getting. I don't want.
Valentine's Day is
that's
about
cute.
making the person feel loved.
Yeah.
And if by then you don't understand how to make the person you're with feel loved, you failed. That's just
So what's your own
Yeah.
idea?
Little things TM, but when they add TM to little things could also include, for example, trip to Spain.
Yeah.
That's your own.
No, I said could also.
Yeah.
TM.
TM. She
It's
gets said
all.
the
What
TM.
I mean is, it's all about the little
things. Yeah.
All about the little things,
Mm.
of which that could be a variety
Can you
of
list your
little things. For me now,
Mhm.
my size is premium economy.
Okay.
You know, so anything you're buying me that can fit into that size.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. No, I'm joking, but what I'm just saying is that the point of Valentine's Day, I think, is to make whoever you like feel loved.
Okay.
If you want to do a big experience or a small one, as long as it's for the person, there's nothing I hate more than you getting a random ass box that has random things that mean nothing to the. At least curate the box now. Like what are all these biscuits?
Cup.
Inside cup. They put hearts on a cup.
Humidifier.
They put on a fan. And I'm just like this raggedy ass teddy bear that you bought for me. I'm like, you clearly didn't think this thing through.
Yeah.
And you don't care. You don't actually
Yeah,
give it
actually,
up.
it's the thoughts.
Yeah, it's the thoughts.
One of the gifts I can think that really, speak to me is one of this. I don't know if you know Tandy Grana, but it was a drink way back. And of course, they don't produce it anymore. I always talked about how I really liked it when I was younger and everything. This guy found a way to get me, but of course I couldn't drink it.
It's old.
Yes, but the thought is what counts.
Yeah, that's huge.
Just
yeah.
to you.
I think that is, one time for Valentine's Day, someone got me a literal carton of grapes. But I really, really wanted the grapes at that junction.
That's very sweet.
I want something that
I was very into.
Like,
I
not
really
a box,
needed
a carton of grapes.
Like I really wanted the grapes, and I've seen the price of grape. At that year, I was not going to pay. But there were other things. But I was just like, this is a person that has gotten like 10 seemingly random things. But if you know me and you put all of this together, I know that this person has been paying
very good attention.
It was literally a bunch of random things.
Yeah.
Like when my mom came, she was like, what is this? Like, look how it is different. But if you in the system of we've been talking, all these small little things, and they were all very funny. And I was like, is it all? At the very least, let's do something. Even the let's do something. There's no need for, if what your plan is to just buy somebody's random dinner package. And maybe it's nice, but maybe like, again, it's not thought through. It's not about me. It's just about the thing. So that's my own. I'm like, you do something cute, do something interesting, do something that is meaningful for the two of us.
Yeah.
That's all. It doesn't have to be.
My birthday last
I'm
week
never going
was
to say
just
no
very-
to nice flowers, but like, if that is just the sum total of it, you send me flowers and a random box of chocolates, that's not really about me. That's a...
But again, this I will say again, don't forget, they asked for a KMU. Don't start panicking. If your
Don't
babe
panic.
likes that,
If your babe likes flowers and
do that.
chocolates, see, the flowers are always nice, but for me, I'm like, if it's accompanied by something else that is about me, not just about, as in Valentine's, I'll be a lot happier.
I do think it's, I don't know. I remember being young and very angsty about whether or not I had a Valentine and how that, about what that said about me.
It was a big deal to be honest,
nobody,
I would say.
Do you know that's a big thing right now.
Like what ages would you say?
The issue is feeling like not having anything on that day says fundamentally
about you.
Nobody likes you.
Because
likes
also
you.
everybody's, and let me not
It
even
doesn't
like,
matter.
as recent as like, as
recent
recent as like maybe 6 years ago, 4 years ago,
maybe older,
that thing of, oh shit,
so nobody likes me.
Yeah, that's
in
something maybe older,
2021,
but not.
I went on a Valentine's Day date that I had no business going.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
Something
I'm
to
not doing
do.
anything today. This person asked me to dinner. And I remember being there thinking,
What the hell am I
what
doing
the
here?
hell am I doing with this guy? In his mind now, this means something. But sincerely, I was just like, oh, I don't have any plans.
And you'll be somehow to not have
honestly,
plans.
I was like, it'll be somehow. So because we're going on a date, he sent me flowers. But to be honest, I didn't even like him at all. There was no need. But it was just me feeling somehow that so Valentine's Day will come.
And then you just not
nobody
doing that
likes
thing.
me. Nobody, So the person that was now there, but it was unfair to him because really, why did I do that?
I think I've mostly done Valentine's with my friends. Like, I've had male
I
friends.
don't even, let me tell you, I
hates
don't
it
believe
so
in
much.
Valentine's at
Yeah.
all. Oh no, to be
My male
honest,
friends, like they're single too.
I
They're
don't
like,
even
let's go
believe
to
it.
Valentine's.
That one.
Hates it.
I'd hate all of it.
Oh, your male
No, my mate, to be honest, what's funny is everybody says one of my male friends, in fact,
No, they're single too, like,
the people
who
waiting
wants?
for Valentine's from him, he doesn't send to them.
Yeah.
All his female friends, he sends
Yeah,
all of
because
us
this is like-
flowers,
Yeah.
donuts, Then when they ask him, they say,
okay, that's
he did
like a general
Valentine's
thing.
He sends to his sister, to his mommy. That
that's
girl
more
that is
general
waiting
now.
for that, she won't send it to her.
That's more general.
He won't send it. That very good lady, he will not send it to her. But you see everybody else, we will
But that's
all
more
get
general.
flowers.
But I can go like
Because
with
he's
a
a
male
wicked
friend.
person.
But
What
do
I
you?
mean is, sorry, about Valentine's is, I just think, look, friends are the key of life. Is, you need your babes.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is about lovers. Please, let's free it.
I love
Do you
my
think?
friends.
Yes, I know. But do you think? So this is just an aside, and it's something that I wonder about. Do you think some of these things because it's a very women's thing as well. Do you think some of it has to do with? I want to make sure that the English is correct. That we're not building unnecessary coping mechanisms, because fundamentally, if you think, if you didn't figure that it says something negative about you, that you're not getting any sort of romantic attention on Valentine's Day, you wouldn't need to start designing all these other things rather than like dealing. I mean, I like a Valentine's. I like hanging with my friends.
Yeah.
But I remember how desperately I would cling on to Valentine's because it gave me something to think
about to do,
as opposed to having just dealing with the core issue, which is the worry and the fear
of sitting in your room,
of being of what he says. Like it feels like it makes a statement when you don't have anything to talk about or say or show.
I think even till now, look, if we're keeping it 100% a buck, even till now is a little bit somehow, but like you'll be fine. You'll open, you'll scroll, you'll be okay.
What's your ideal way to spend your birthday?
It doesn't matter as long as I'm with my friends or my family, and there's a lot of food involved.
Okay, good. You
like potentially till I eat till I'm sick. It
depends. Me, I love a celebration, but it just depends.
Fake me has to have a party.
Yeah, I love a party. Yeah,
and then because some things I don't feel like I relate to, like my birthdays, I love it alone. And my birthday was last week.
Do you know the difference? It's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I learned it was my choice at a point.
It's your choice.
It's your choice.
It is very painful.
I was doing the whole friends thing.
Yeah.
I thought we had to all do it.
Yeah.
You see, when everyone says, "Oh, what's your hobby?"
But it's your choice. It's very painful.
So that's why with Valentine, I'm like a little bit confused because
it's your choice. It's very painful if it's not your choice to be alone.
Yeah, because if you really want it, let me tell you what it is.
Like now, I like the gifts I get. If I don't get the gifts, I get hurt.
Yeah.
The gifts, I love the gifts.
Look, to be honest, Friday will come. And even me that I'm saying
That's
this, nobody send me flowers and I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
So none of you all hate me. But the thing is that you will move on. But if I say it doesn't, it won't cross my mind. I'm lying.
I think that's the main thing. There's all this other stuff. Even when, it's on that day you start saying all these things about how so many people's relationships are fake. And they're terrible.
And I'm just like, please.
And people are cheating.
On that day you start saying, the real bond is the bond of friendship. Okay. Okay.
No, but if you're not dating or talking to anybody at that point.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
Remember, I said that the main thing is if it's something that you want.
Okay.
Right? Like if you want something and you have, it makes you feel a way.
Because you have to be talking to someone that you know that.
I don't have to. Why
you
can't
don't have to?
Why can't
I have a secret admirer?
Where they find you?
They will find me. See, if they're trying hard enough, they will find me. They will find me.
You must like me that much.
I'll find your address.
See, they will find me. If you are
my enemies,
so the problem is it's not irrational. It's not irrational thing.
I just saw a few days ago, I'm like, I don't give my number address to strangers.
Yeah, it's not irrational thing. It's like how people get Christmas pajamas. I'm just like, look, we need to stop being surprised at the reaction to this thing. Me, I love to be a hater of the Christmas pajamas because it's fun.
Yeah.
But like, I get people who are genuinely like, I really want to do this at some point in my family. And I think you need to own that you want the pajamas.
My sisters love surprise birthdays with friends. I love it for them. If you do it for me, I'll kill you. But I love it for them. So I'm like, I intend to surprise one of these days. The day they did it for me was the last day ever. I told them like, look.
My whole thing is I just wish like there was a bit more space. Like, cause the funny thing is the people you should be able to speak with the most are your actual friends.
Yeah.
But it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
No.
It's embarrassing.
It's different. I'll probably see Fekemi on Friday. Hang out with Fekemi on Friday. It's different if we both don't want to be there.
Okay.
If we both don't actually want to be there,
I would rather be
and stupid flowers and we both
with
each other.
But somehow both of you don't want to be there, but both of you happen to be there.
It's not that we happen to be there. It's because
somebody has asked
on Friday
we should do.
To see her.
So, look, one of our friends has already said Valentine's, and I told her when she said, I said, look, I hate this, but like, if you like it, I love it. I'll be there, no problem. But I was like, I want all of us to not.
Yeah, it's hard to not be embarrassed.
If I send the flower, it's not the same, my dear. I don't look. Let's be serious. Somebody said, "Oh, buy yourself flower for what?"
I won't buy myself flowers.
It's not the same as me buying myself flowers just to beautify my house. Stop deceiving yourself.
Yeah.
That flower you bought for yourself for Valentine's Day is meaning what? Look, I don't. Why? I buy flowers in my house because it's nice.
Yeah,
it's not the same as sending myself flowers on. But stop it.
Let me read another one. This person calls themselves FK's beige jumpsuits, and they say, I was with my ex for 7.5 years. Guys, that's not the focus of today. It was an extremely messy breakup.
Okay.
One Valentine's Day, he asked my friends what he ought to get for me, and they told him either an iPad, a Kindle with more books, or some perfume. He ended up telling me to order flowers for myself, which was the first time I ever received flowers in our 7 years of dating. He also told me to buy perfume and books, giving me a budget and sending me the money. Deep down, I had to pretend that I was okay with it. But honestly, I was really hurt because I had bought him a PS5 for Valentine's Day and he had already received it. Please don't say he didn't have money. The guy is wealthy.
I mean, he sent her the money to buy it.
He doesn't care.
That's not what
I'm
she wanted.
sorry. He doesn't care.
She didn't say the part that he wasn't wealthy. I mean, he sent her the money.
Yeah.
Look, again.
He hates you.
He hates you. Look, girl, I was about to say the same thing. He hates you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you enough to make the effort.
See,
look, it's different if you don't know your partner is the romantic type. 7 years, he knows.
Oh, 7 years.
That's what she said. They've been together for 7 years. If it's a
that's
new relationship,
They're broken up now,
if it's a new relationship and you're just finding out this how this person is,
that's a long one.
7 years, you know that this babe loves this. You know how she is.
And I'm sorry.
He said he called her friends and asked her friends what she likes.
And
even after he told him, and he didn't buy. He didn't buy. He now sent her the money.
He could have literally sent it to the friends to even buy it still now.
See, it's callous and you hate me.
I'm sorry. It's literally, it's 1 day in a year.
It's
like, it's different. The conversation we're having about, okay, you're by yourself, right? You don't have anybody. Or is it, what that thing, 360? When you have somebody and the person
7 years
cannot give you 1 day.
1 day.
There was this guy. And
he literally gave her money.
Thank God, God Almighty, this is a podcast because I know you listen to podcasts. And he started talking to me, right? And my friend introduced us, blah, blah, blah. Again, just based on me, I just like the entertainment of human beings, full stop. And then Valentine's Day was coming along, blah, blah, blah. Only for my friend to now tell me that, he has a girlfriend, though. I said, okay, all well and good. You guys, like, I'm not even interested in you in the first place. So I think a couple of days before he like comes over or something, or like the day before, he drives past my house, like, I'm in front of your house, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, what are you doing for your babe for Valentine's Day? His face was just first. And then he goes, we're in a long distance relationship. I said, and like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh no, she knows I don't believe in Valentine's Day. Who doesn't believe in Valentine's Day?
I don't believe in birthdays.
Okay, if people are talking about the bare minimum, I'm like, okay, you're saying you can't write her like, a love letter, for example, like something like this. Baby, people are apart from each other. You can't be like, I thought about you, I got you this or that. You are telling me you don't believe.
See, again, my thing is always like, I don't actually care what you don't have to believe in Valentine's Day. If your partner believes in it. That's all that's important. That's all that's important. And even you that they don't believe in, they should not buy anything for you.
Thank you.
And even if the babe lies to herself and to you that she doesn't believe in Valentine's Day,
nobody gets angry for receiving a present or a note or a text.
It's such a card. There's such small ways you can. Maybe you won't do a big celebration because you're like, to you it's not that serious. But for you to form, especially if you're with somebody that cares, you're going to adamantly not. I'm just like,
selfish,
why are you in a relationship if you cannot just do a small thing?
I have Valentine Grinch. The Valentine Grinch says exactly 5 days to Valentine's near the start of the first year. I was talking to a guy for almost 3 months at the time. I never understood the point of Valentine's. To me, it was giving a Didi. Foolish play.
These are the I don't believe.
Foolish play. I went on Snapchat and even posted a long and foolish rant about how the holiday is Raz and people who celebrate it irritate me. I was never really that liked in school and wasn't the prettiest babe. So the holiday reminded me of everything I wasn't. Only for this man to, on that exact day, ask me to be his girlfriend in a really romantic way. 5 years later, our anniversary is coming up on this same day I despised. He has rewritten the script and changed my perception of what love and romance is. I knew I felt safe here because I started doing things I always thought I was incapable of doing and really enjoying it. But he loved me into softness and his family makes me feel really happy. Anyway, he's my best friend or whatever. And I'm too happy to be here. So anyone listening, this Valentine's Day might be the year things turn around.
Oh, really?
Hard guy, they don't use love carry me anyway. That's cute. Look at you guys.
That's how you listen to people online.
Congratulations.
Listen to people that say they don't like Valentine's Day and then join them and
But
they'll leave you behind.
Yeah, because again, the conversation we were having before, right, about you being by yourself and like you tapping and like seeing, even if like on a normal day you wouldn't care about things like that, but even just looking at somebody else like receiving gifts and blah 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 blah, it might make you feel some type of way if you're not emotional, you're not just that I don't care type of person. So as a partner to somebody, do you not think that on that day, maybe your babe is a general hard guy, but on that day she has Instagram, she's tapping, how do you, if you put yourself in her shoes,
but do you think men want things too?
They do. I honestly think that they do. I honestly think that they do. They're always surprised when you get them something nice. It's just, I don't know a single person who does not like feeling loved. I just don't understand.
The other girl explained how he felt when he got his PS.
Thank you. That year that every man was collecting PS5 for Valentine's Day, they were over the moon. What did they do for their own girlfriends? It's true. So I'm just like, there's nobody that doesn't like feeling loved. I don't know. 100%. Even if Valentine's Day is not your bag. And I can understand that. What I don't understand is you using that. Unless two of you in that couple, you're like, I don't give a shit. And you both agree.
And nobody's lying to anybody.
And nobody's lying to anybody.
Yeah, you're not lying
but
to
in
yourself.
a case where it's like, it will be like, there are people that I know that it's not that deep. But you know what? It would be nice. Like, yeah, it's fine. Maybe you don't want to go for an expensive dinner and we can hang out in your house. But small flower, small card, this and that. Romance. It's an excuse for romance. And I can't understand why you like somebody you don't want to do romance.
You don't want to do
romance. Are you a
romance?
witch? Like, what's happening?
Or wizard.
And this is the last one
that
I'm going to read before we go into people's profession. It said, babe with good funds. So I decided to give an ex a chance again. Now me fuck up. I'm so happy you know. For the last time we dated, he seemed like a changed man. He goes to church, serves the Lord, proper stable job. Girl. They all serve the Lord. But one thing I told him is we can do a trial period of 40 days before I commit. What's happening? Anyway, for a while it was going well until one day the topic of how much we earn came up. And it came up in a way that if I avoided it, it would just be weird. So like a crazy person that I am, I told him the truth. For context, I'm in my very early 20s and I earn very close to $1 million a month from my full-time job. He's older and earns far less, which doesn't bother me because he still earns well. And I would rather return to my father's house than ask a man for money. After telling him, my guy turned into an accountant to start calculating my expenditure and my income. Do you know that after that day, this man went from calling me at 5 a.m. to help me make sure I attend morning devotion to not answering my texts? At first, I was pained and hurt, but one Friday, I looked at my apartment that I paid for in full and furnished myself. And I laughed. Like, why should I be sad because one man ghosted me because I earn a good amount of money? Sha, at the end of the day, I used him to gossip on the family group chat because my family knows him and they were quite fond of him, even when we weren't dating. To be honest, I've come to realize that all these things are vanity and it's all for the plot. I'm young and there's a good man that doesn't vape in my future. We give God the glory as we look to earn his stupid money and retiring for the family. Hallelujah, sister. Thank you so much for that grand testimony of you coming to your senses. Coming to your senses. We love that. We love that. So there's nothing to say to you. Just God is good.
All the time.
All the time. So now I want to ask you guys, because like I said, you're on the end of the spectrum. Before that, the question that my friend said I should ask you, and it's of you now. Do you have in your pool, because, well, let me ask you first. She said that as a divorce lawyer, because she's in the matchmaking business, but my first position is that you could also be in the matchmaking business.
Yeah,
because
I believe so.
do you have people that are your previous clientele that you're like, this woman is very wicked, or this man is very wicked, but you see this babe or this guy, lovely. Let me introduce them to somebody, batch B, post-divorce. Maybe you give it like 1 year post-divorce so that all the spiritual issue they were having can come out.
Yeah.
Do you have those people that you're like, you know what, you're a great candidate for batch B?
Yeah. You know, what I would say is marriage is like beautiful, wonderful, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay to make a mistake.
Yeah.
It's okay to have married the wrong person. It's okay to have married, whatever you were thinking during that time that you people said, let's get married, let's blah, 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 blah. It's okay to look back and be like, actually, that's not what I want for my life. This, that, and the third. And you guys go your separate ways. It doesn't always have to be, this whole...
Like a huge fight.
So
is that common though?
Do most people... Does it end in tears, like in serious racking, the divorce
Or is it
process?
just like a...
Or do you get more amicable?
Can I tell you, I don't know, do you guys watch Real Housewives?
I watched one.
There's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, right? Dorit currently is going through like a separation. Kyle is also going through a separation, but that's neither here nor there.
So I know Kyle's separation from a different show.
Yeah, but Dorit now, like her husband came in one day and was like, oh, we need to separate, blah, blah, blah. So she thought, oh, they will be working on the marriage, blah, blah, blah. Erica comes in the last episode, right? And it's telling her that like, get it into your head that the person you married is not the person that you're dealing with right now. Like, whoever might be such a good guy, blah, 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 blah. Divorce is a death. And you people are going to show each other some sides of you that you've never, ever seen. And any babe that ever tells me she would go and sit somewhere and face the wall, because you don't even know what is coming to you.
Yeah.
Period. But funny enough, you can also have situations where, like, you guys go through that whole mess of like dragging yourself through the mud, blah, blah, blah. And when it's all said and done, a couple years later, you guys are guys. You guys are friends. So like all of that, you look back and you're like, oh, was it really worth it? Blah, 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 blah. But in my own experience, most times it's never like peaceful.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, let's just... And not because it's not possible, but again, I think the emotional aspect of like killing something that you thought you wanted makes you go a bit psycho.
Random question. Have you ever have someone that is your client 2 times? They did the first divorce.
Then they came back for you to do another divorce.
I refuse to speak.
So that you know that actually is you. That is
I refuse to speak.
And then no problem. Fair enough. Have that in mind. But like for my friend, please just start thinking of all the batch B clients that you have that are eligible for matchmaking.
Yeah.
Good. But the thing I wanted to ask you, which I'm going to ask you as well, is from the other side of it, what do you think? People always ask this. Like, is the thing that is most surprising to you about what to not do so that you don't end up in this? Or is it not one size fits all? Like everybody's problem is different. Or are you clearly seeing a pattern where it's like, I don't know why people are doing this. It always ends in tears.
There are so many different answers to that question, because I feel like one thing is, again, the person you marry today is not who the person is going to be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line. Sometimes, let's just use our demographic, Nigerian men, for example, that growth period of a woman is very mentally
tough,
destabilizing. And it either brings out like, you could think before like, oh, I'm such a supportive guy, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes time to actually show the support, you're like, that's not who you were when I met you.
Yeah.
That's not, you didn't. And for women, It's very difficult because, especially now that women are trying to, make their own money, make their own lives, make their own this, blah, 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 and they really believe like, oh, I can have it all. And they've married thinking this is somebody that will support me in having it all. It's very difficult to now be like, that is not your, situation. So
it's not like one main thing.
It's not like one main thing. It's just different things.
It's not one main thing. But I know for a fact, say for example now, if you're asking me like what the main cause of divorce is.
Yeah, basically.
It's, again, we can start with adultery. Now,
it's funny because people don't think people are getting divorced because of that.
People don't think. And I would also say that if you dip it, a man would never divorce his wife if he did not already have the batch B.
Yeah, ready.
Already ready to go. He's never going to be like, oh, get. If you remember like all the movies that we watch about, and the guy says, oh, I'm leaving you. The first thing the babe says is, who is she?
Yeah. There's always somebody in the corner.
Do you understand? And there's always that babe that is fully there. And he already thinks that, okay, if she leaves me now, there's already somebody packed and ready to move in. So like, I'm not really missing anything. Like, I'm not going to. But for the babe, she's thinking, okay, this is a huge change to my life. I'm now, the stigma of now being a divorced woman. If you have kids, it's like, okay, what happens with that
arrangement?
Blah, 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 blah. But the man is actually just thinking, okay, up and...
Let's keep it moving.
So adultery is a big thing.
Adultery is a big thing. Lack of communication is a big thing. But I also wanted to ask you, because everybody can say that lack of communication thing bullshit. Because I'm really like, what even really is healthy communication? Nobody, if you ask, nobody really knows the answer.
Yeah, because to divorce, I mean, I can see it, ending a relationship because you can't communicate. Before we even moved to Didi, what's the funniest reason someone else got to divorce to you? That you were just like,
Or one of, because I'm sure you've heard quite a few.
I've heard quite a few, but again, like this whole woman earning more than me type of thing, I was somebody like, okay, I married him because I wanted to get married, but that guy is a loser. He doesn't, he's not a...
He's not a productive member of the society.
He's not and it's like, I would rather not just be married to be married. I would rather, And sometimes it's not even just my cases. Sometimes when I'm sitting in court and I hear people's stories as well.
Okay, so yes, which one have you heard?
There was one, funny enough, you would think that like older couples, you would be like, oh, there's no reason for you guys to get divorced. I remember one of the funniest experiences, this older guy, he was a professor or something, and he came to come and give his own testimony in court and just blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yes, we live in the same house, but we live separately. She has her own pot, I have my own pot. I was just looking at him like, and this is somebody that like in the real world, like he's so highly respected. He's so... And I'm just thinking like, people in your old age could not just figure out
malice. Malice.
What is really good.
Malice. And they become malicious and they can't stand each other.
But that thing of like, I keep telling people that people forget that people actually hold grudges.
Yeah.
My bad. People actually like, you can say something now, right? And you think, oh, I've said it, it's gone. But somebody else is
holding on to it,
And years and years and years and years and years after, they bring it up and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
My own pot's her own pot.
I know, like I remember when
please.
I remember when using my family. I remember when. And the way he was talking that day, and I saw the older woman in her Iran buba and her scarf. And she was just sitting down there like this, looking at him like, well, they said they wanted to get divorced. So, and I think the funny lingo in Nigerian law is they say irreconcilable differences.
Yeah.
Meaning that
there's no way.
And in the grounds of divorce, he also says, that this person, you cannot be reasonably expected to live with this person anymore. I always find that thing so funny because then it's like you're going to tell the court that if you were in my situation,
Will
can
you live with
this? So I don't know, like there's just different things that people really,
I know
really-
someone who, like, his divorce took a long time.
Yeah.
Because the first judge they
Can I
went
ask
to
why?
said, you guys are friends.
Does this thing happen where like actually happen? Because you hear stories
Yes.
that the court is telling them go and work on it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I said I want to break up with the person. What's your business? Honorable.
No.
Your honor?
No. The thing is, I see wisdom in that.
Oh my God.
Just because, again, even in Nigeria law, it's more geared to keeping families together, keeping relationships together, keeping, and with experience of like, let's say, even just forget divorce now. Even if you're going to court for something as lands or something, there's always wahala inside. There's always emotion. There's always so Nigerian courts are usually like, okay, I see your points. You guys, it might not be as deep as you think it is. Go and work it out. Or it might be a thing of like, again, like some courts are just like, just figure it out first. If you can't figure it out, then come back. If you,
go ahead.
I have an aunt who's a mediator, and she used to go to my parents' church, and she was the one who was like, she has very interesting stories where she used to feel like, are you not hearing
what the person
what
is
this
saying?
other person is saying? Because sometimes the courts will send them to mediate. Like, this is not a divorce matter. You guys just don't understand each other. And that's when she realized that they are different. Like, there's a way people receive information, even married. So she would have very many couples who will come, and it's like for the first time they were learning how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Because they just don't understand what the other person is saying. And this is like a decade in.
And you're wondering how
7 years in.
So that's why I asked that question. What do you think healthy communication is? Because if you notice, even like now, even with our parents and stuff, like if you sit down with them sometimes, you can hear that somebody's saying A, somebody's hearing B.
And you're like, sorry, I thought you here.
And I'm like, for the amount of years that you guys have been together, are you telling me that you cannot hear?
And it's often the same issue over and over. And where if they're reporting the second one is we're back here again. This is, and you people also celebrate 20 some 30 years and you are still here dragging. So I look at it that this is what we all have to look forward to.
Yeah, but I think it would help if, let's say, for example, you guys were like having an argument, for example, and you take a minute to just listen. Because
what are we saying rubbish?
Thank you. Girl, you know what? I love this thing people say that when you're in the heat of the argument,
just take a breath.
Pause and just say you're going to take a walk. Do you know, just play a scenario. You're arguing. Then that stupid boy says, oh, you know what? Let's take a breath. Let's take a walk. And you get outside to the Lagos heat.
Yeah.
Nothing can fire me up.
Yeah.
More than now I'm sweating.
Also, it depends on your personality.
It does.
There's a sound going viral on TikTok where it's like people showing how they are going on their mental health walk and what's going on in their head. And now their head is like, I don't know who he thinks he's talking to me like I'm a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Like that's
I'm sorry. And
by the time I come back, I've now
you know how when you're in the shower, like after an argument, after a situation, you're like, I should have said this. That walk here, I've just started remembering. And that last Tuesday, that's how he also said, your face was also looking very stupid on that. I remember this is what you did last year. And by the time we've come back, you're like, okay, so I said, I have remembered. And also, like, I don't know. It's not in my me. When there's issue, I want to get it out now. This pause thing. I'm the kind that once we come back now, I've kept quiet.
I don't like tone policing.
So
I think that's something that bothers me. So I understand kind of having like not screaming or yelling or not having harsh words. What I hate is like nitpicking. So when let's say I'm going back and forth with Didi and I say, but that's how last week Wednesday. That's actually it was Tuesday.
How is that what we're talking about?
But can I say something? Can I say something to that regard? If you notice, and again with demographic rise, Nigerian men are just made that way. They literally pinpoint, your tone, the way you said it to me, the way you know. So if you're dealing, I just feel like it's just good information to have.
Yeah,
that
about the
they
communication.
They would harbor on more of how you said what you said rather than what
you were
it
saying.
is that you said.
Yeah.
So in you taking that pause, is for them to get out that anger of,
I don't know if
this is
gender, this thing, because
Specific.
some women, do. Everyone has how everyone has a different
tone,
love language.
yeah.
People do have argument languages
Yeah.
currently.
yeah.
People sweep things under the rug.
But the thing is, you're not allowed, personally, you're not allowed to turn a very real issue into a discussion about tone.
Yeah.
Especially if we've not come to a conclusion
But that's
or
why you
figure
have
it out.
to-
Because now you're playing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why you have to.
You don't want to
understand the
apologize.
person's,
I understand. See, that's the thing. I'm fine with saying I'm sorry that I spoke
someone
to you
knows
that way.
You shouldn't nitpick you.
What I don't like is when we now make it about this.
like now the argument has shifted
Now
from
we've
what
shifted
happened
exactly.
to these semantics.
Exactly.
Said the semantics. We've
That's why the
still
person should have
not.
understood you and not the person would obviously learn, like the 7 years person over time has learned about you, and when you're arguing should not.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Really
that's
do
because
that.
the thing is people don't want to lose.
They don't want to
say
lose the
sorry.
argument.
When you don't want to lose, you're not in a team.
Oh,
Also,
no,
you
you're
also
making
want
it
to inflict-
about.
That's madness.
You want to do things that
Yes,
that
now
are-
you're making
that
it
person.
The other
about.
person.
You're not making it about something else.
Well, you know that's going to piss that
Because the
person off.
point is, you still don't lose. So now I'm saying, oh, sorry, blah, 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 blah. The point is,
We've
you've now quote unquote
deflected.
won.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things I'll concede to conflict management. We're not going to be shouting at each other in any. I'm not going to shout. You're not going to shout.
As long as I can make shouts, I'd be like, let me move to
there's
the next
certain
person.
words that can never come out of my mouth, your mouth. So far, we're in a relationship. I don't understand couples that use insults. I don't mean silly insults. I mean actual words
Ones
of
that you can't take back
insults.
and-
Yeah.
I'm just like,
A friend told me that
rubbish.
her friend told her part of how the relationship ended was they're having an argument and her boyfriend kind of said, you small rat.
I'm sorry, I'll bust it.
Also, I laugh.
No,
But you see that kind
think
of
about
thing.
it like basically
No, I'll bust into laughter and then it will dawn on me that
not as a joke, like how can you like even have the effort to
my
talk to me like this?
God.
It's not small rat as in how me I will laugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
The context
but
is
like no, the
the context
context
is
was like
different.
you don't you how
shouldn't
dare
talk
you
it to
talk
me
to
anyhow.
like
Context
this
is different.
small rat.
Was it
Wow,
context or
okay.
was it tone?
No, the context.
It's all
We didn't
part
get
of
it. We
it.
almost laughed right now because
Yeah.
we didn't
Basically,
get the
based
fact
on like
that
we're going back and
I
forth,
get
and I'm
it
like,
now. Like, how can you
blah,
be
blah,
talking
blah.
back
Now
to
said
me?
like the
you
audacity of this.
you this small rat, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Like the audacity of this.
Hey!
See, but
No. Like, so that's the thing. To me, I understand if we were having like if there's a whole thing where we had an argument and you don't have to tell me that, sorry, Ojola, for this thing to work. Me, I don't understand.
Yeah,
this
the way
small
you're
rat.
talking.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand that one perfectly. It makes 100% sense to me. Even yelling, I actually don't like yelling because it makes me feel like a child. It
Yeah.
reminds me of my parents when,
Yeah.
even if you are right or wrong,
if
they
you're
are
dating
screaming
someone
at
that's
you.
yelling, what's your response?
We don't get that far.
No, anybody that,
No, we don't
even
get that
friends,
far.
I'm always like, we do not shout.
It's a
We're
thing.
friends,
It
that's
triggers
fine.
Yes,
tears.
I'm
Yes,
always
I
like,
don't
we
like
don't
what
shout.
happened.
Don't raise
Because
your
Some
voice.
people, when you yell at them, they just
I go back to
block
my
out.
childhood.
Don't
I
raise
don't
your
like
voice.
it.
they don't
Don't
say
raise your
anything, right? They
voice.
just block it out.
Don't
and stuff.
shout at me. Don't.
Can I maybe what's this thing, healthy exercise? Again, if it makes sense to you, do it. If it doesn't make sense to you, drop it. You know, if you can remember within an argument, just press record. No, press
So that you hear, that's a deadly one. I can't lie.
No,
That's
So
a
you
deadly
will
one.
hear yourselves.
and it's not
Because I'll be so shy.
I'll be ashamed.
I'll be so shy. I know I'll be so shy.
So again,
The next day
I
that-
feel like
Not even him, me.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll be ashamed of what me I'm doing.
But that's what I'm saying, because then if you can feel that shame, if you can feel that shame, if you can feel like, you know what, I actually went too far. Nobody needs to tell me I actually
Can I tell you
went
the
too
argument
far.
that I see coming up? Okay, so small arguments, you are recording me. Because imagine that man coming to me
No,
next
you
day
guys,
saying,
sorry.
let's review.
Do you know what I'm
I'll say, okay,
laughing?
all of a sudden,
Because I've
they are
said this-
recording
I
me.
don't need a group. I
I've
don't
seen
need
this
people to listen to
before.
it together.
No, I've seen this before. It's funny, but it's not funny. Unlike all these Nigerians, when somebody you say, you can see how he's doing now. Shebi when I said it in the family group. Shebi when I said it in the family group. You see I'm lying. You see all his veins.
And I'm trying to get the phone from your hand.
No, see.
There are ways in which
Netflix
this
original
thing.
series.
No, because
Exactly.
you have to agree. No, but let me tell you the thing. If you come to me next day that let's review,
I don't see again. See, let me say this thing. I'm not asking for a group meeting for you guys to sit down.
Okay, but how will I be feeling shy then? How will I ensure he's also feeling ashamed of himself? Because after I do my own reflection, oh yeah, you care. See what said.
No, okay.
See what said.
Okay.
Everybody's your phone doing arguments.
Everybody listen. I can't listen on my own. No, sit down.
No, genuinely. So there's things. Sorry, this is
Sorry, that's actually a good idea. But I'm just like, if someone don't face that corner together.
No. Again, see, for you to do that, right, is you removing ego to actually figure out what went wrong in that. Because you have to be like, okay, what do I want to achieve?
I want to win.
Yeah, do you understand? But you see,
I'm a winner in Jesus. I am a champion.
No, you don't. No, you don't understand it. That argument has already come and gone.
You are too healthy. Let me not lie to you. If I record, if my own is so much, I'll delete it.
You're so much.
I'll say yes.
The way you now ask me.
I'll say how you provoked
wait, you asked me, did you listen to? Yes, I was correct. I listened to it again, and I realized there's even something I left out. Speaking of which,
no, that's the thing. It can go all the way to that place, right? And we're all human beings. Nobody's perfect. You can listen to it and go all the way there, like all better. But the thing is, you are doing it in your own corner, right? It can also go in a way where you're like, okay, you know what? I can understand why
you're upset.
What I said is what I said. So that in the sense that when you come to that realization, you can go back to that conversation and be like, with all the thoughts, not of what you thought you said, but of what you know you said. Do you get? And just be like, okay, you know what? In that situation, nobody needs to know that I recorded blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go back to that conversation. I can see why X, Y, and Z would hurt you or make you. Because again, in that fight, are you trying to humiliate your partner? Do you understand? Like what you're saying, is it based on like you trying to?
Yeah.
And if it is,
or trying to sort out the issue.
Fair enough.
If it is, then you guys also have to realize that you're in a fuck the kids.
Yeah.
It's you and this partner till God decides, you decide, whatever. So the things that you know that you need to do to help a situation, it shouldn't be like, oh, my ego is too big for the person I've decided to spend my life with. Go and laugh at yourself in private. Do you understand? Vex for yourself in private. Like, have that moment of like, can you even imagine he said that? Like, vex.
Do you know how I know I'm serious?
Why?
I know that a content creator is listening to this right now. And is about to show us the real life. What you guys don't see. I will now put the arguments for them and they're all going to argue. And they now they'll not even put background music and say, guys, this is how you sort conflict.
No. Again.
Gentle conflict resolution.
That's for you to humiliate.
I mean, do you know
after that thing, delete it.
Yeah, no, but you're actually right.
I look forward to taking this up, bud.
Don't keep it. But that whole, again, if your aim is not to humiliate your partner, you wouldn't now be like, okay, I have this thing in my back pocket. It's like,
in case I need it one day.
I wanted to ask you something because I saw someone tweet it. He deleted it, but it made me laugh so much about how he was defending, I think his client was the woman. And before their next meeting, this wasn't even in court, him and the other lawyer had gotten there. That was how, first of all, when my wife came together, they were holding hands. They started insulting their lawyers. That they even checked that the two of them are also married. Why would they want to scatter a home?
Yeah. And that's why the courts tell people to go back.
Because
of that, right?
Period. Has that ever happened to you before? Where a couple will come and say they're not doing it.
I heard someone that came in that should be like,
no.
And we're back.
And that's why, like, during the whole entire process, if you came now and you said, okay, we're not doing it again, the courts just go. Because it's the same thing like when you and your friends are in a relationship,
and they say they're leaving them.
It's always like, you don't get involved. So unless it's something like so severe as like maybe domestic violence,
that they will immediately
things like that, where it's like, okay, you know what, to save your life, and again, if you have kids, forget the Nigerian system, blah blah blah. The kids are paramount at every step of the situation, blah blah blah. So if it's a thing of like you're saying, okay, for the sake of me, for the sake of my kids, blah 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 blah. But if it's not that you are giving any definitive of he snores and
I don't like him. Yeah,
it's like okay, go, because you guys know even when you get your decree nicer, because you wait 3 months before you get the absolutes, just to let you know that okay, in that time you people can still come again and say you're rubbish again. So it's not
okay, before we get to divorce, we actually have to marry.
Yeah. So please, on the matchmaking end, I'm very curious because in real life, right, when people are not professional, we've all had experiences where someone has tried to set us up with people, or we have set people up. It's all ended in tears. So clearly we don't know the tools of the trade, tips and tricks for the matchmaking to work. So like if you are actually to take, okay, you have a client, what are the things that you look out for that are maybe not obvious or not intuitive, that if all of us that are not doing matchmaking as a job, we might not realize these are the important things to say, okay, I'm going to match you with. And also actually curious, for your matchmaking, do you actually say, okay, I have this person in my network who I think you're a good match with, or do you just let them within the network find themselves?
At first, we used to let me not call it force people off people, but choose your matches for you because we felt it got us better success stories. We know what we're doing. But then people are stubborn. So if someone is like, I don't want to date a younger guy, you try to convince them.
Yeah. So what makes that? My question is, I guess, what makes you think that person is?
Because when you say you don't want to date a younger guy, why? There's a reason. It's not the age. It's not like, the age is scary. No. There's a reason. Maybe you think a younger guy is immature or something. So we want to know why. And then if the person is immature, then we can say, okay, do you know us? We'll find you an older guy that's,
matches you.
Yeah. So we want to find out why you don't want to date a certain type. If you say you don't want to date a certain tribe, we're like, why? And then we try to, do that. But now we let you, do it your own way. And then we also have a pick where we choose for you as well too. So,
and what do you find is more successful?
Ours is always successful.
Really?
So what's behind?
Majority.
Obviously, you can't give everybody your secrets.
They're actually testimonials that you see saying, "How did you know you're a witch?" I promise you, they're literally testimonials that say that.
So obviously, you can't give us like Fikemi was about.
Yeah,
to
you
say.
can't give us secret sauce, but like, what are some of the key things that like you obviously you get information from people? What are the key things that you're like, oh, these are the things?
Oh, we can tell people. We tell them all the time. But when you're choosing, you're in the seat. You forget those things we tell you. We have videos we've said it in. But people are blinded by looks and other things, so they don't focus.
So people
on
focus.
So
let's say 3 things that you notice that people focus a lot more on that really don't in the long run count, and things that they don't pay attention to that you guys find in the long run.
Yeah, and that they end up being surprised maybe that actually I really like this person that you've picked, even though they might not have picked them by themselves.
Of course, looks, age, tribe, sometimes location. People focus on the things they can just kind of pick out. But we ask like some silly questions, but we read more into it. And the answers of people are actually out there. Everyone can literally listen to it. I mean, it's anonymous, but you can hear it. So we ask you questions like, if you only had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And from that answer, people are listening to the fact that he said rice and stew. Oh, I cook rice and stew well. That's not what we're listening for.
Yeah.
We're listening for the way you answer that question. Is there any laughter in it? Are you someone that's funny? I mean, you can tell from how someone answers a question. Someone is like, I'll eat if I only had to eat one meal, it'll be rice and stew, chicken, pepper soup, afang soup. I'm like, they said one meal, but this person clearly has picked a platter. You can tell this person kind of really wants a lot of variety. That's what we can tell from that. And then someone else is like, I really love beans, so, and then maybe with this, and then they laugh in it too as well. You can tell this person likes humor, likes to laugh. You want them with someone that can make them laugh. So we're looking for those little things that people just...
So it's not always like it's not necessarily the answer, it's the way.
It's the way you answer.
What other like silly questions do you have?
So we do, so we ask what's food you like to eat? What is your idea of a perfect first date? Because that matters as well. And then to be honest, we also look for, we don't want a big financial gap, I would say. Because to be honest, social gap too, it's just, It's just
How do you
hardly
gauge?
works.
Financial gap is easy to gauge. This is what you earn. How do you gauge
social
social
gap?
Now,
gap?
at first, it was even, we used to ask for bank statements as first.
Stop.
No, I promise.
People lie a
People
lot.
lie.
No, I promise. No, I promise.
People lie.
People
I
lie
promise,
a
but then
lot.
people
People
lie.
lie.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Kemi just said that people lie a lot. Like she just received some intel
Yes, she did.
that really would have put her in a nasty situation had she not seen bank statements. She said people lie a lot.
And I can't say this story because it's
No,
too
fair
personal.
enough.
But people trust when I tell you that people are lying.
No, but then also it's even, I think, social gap. Like she said, I mean, bank statement, that makes sense. But I do think something that I find very interesting, particularly for our context, millennial, Gen Z, kind of young, socially active Nigerians. I find a lot of people are aspirational.
Yeah.
But they project their aspiration as opposed to their reality.
Yeah.
And so when you start having conversations about, I imagine that it's quite prickly to have conversations alluding to, like, you know, your social background. Because there is a sense of, I don't know whether it's self-imposed judgment about what it says about you if you consider yourself in a higher social
or
class.
a lower.
Not lower. People, it's a pleasant surprise to think you're in a lower social strata.
Most people
And
don't
how
think that. Yeah.
I imagine that it would be quite difficult. I'm sure that there's obviously you know how to communicate with people, but I imagine that on a personal level, I would be embarrassed or feel a way if I had a social estimation of myself, only to find out, actually, babe, that's not.
It can't work for this person because they think you're not of the same class.
That's what I just said. Like it's not as if I'll ever find out.
Okay, yeah.
But because I know how people are and the kind of things that people have, like very personal pricks and like what we attach shame to. People, I think it would be rare for people to be honest
about. So how do you then weed
social?
that out? How do you then figure that?
Because the reason for that is not because we just woke up one day and said, let's do this. Because we've had times in the past when we just first started, and then it's just a very weird mix. There's a family, there's a guy that's from this big family, and then got matched with this girl because we weren't really looking at social class that much. Then he said, okay, come over. And he was in Lekki. He was like, okay, come over. And she's like, okay. Usually we like when you tell us stuff so we can advise you and take
how
you
to
along.
go about it.
But she didn't tell us, so she was like, okay. She got there and she was like, what bus stop do I stop in? So that already was, I mean, if we did the work then,
you would have known that can't work,
You know, that would definitely not have been.
So my question, what are the questions? Well, I guess the questions are they
yeah,
obvious?
the question, you can hear from the tone. I mean, forget like school education and all that.
Just
your life in general.
Yeah, we have like 3 basic questions that, you would definitely hear from what they say, how they sound, what they do, and
how you grew up, things like that.
That's something I find interesting.
I've always found the financial gap one to be very relevant. People always think that
one
it's
is
not, but I'm like, if you have a huge financial gap, either way, man or woman.
It can be little, but it shouldn't be just.
But there's also like even social, because social often dictates what you think is important.
Yes.
And what you want to spend your time and money on. And so very often you can be in the same financial bracket but different social brackets. And so you butt heads on one party is feeling judged by the other because of what their obligations are, what they decide to spend time
I've had
on.
arguments of couples say, oh, was it because you studied abroad?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly the other person is feeling a bit
and it's not on them, it's on the other person.
But sometimes it's also like careless chat. So you will say the person is feeling somehow, but you've usually said something like I've heard this before. Someone said, oh, but you know how all these like local content guys are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't expect people not to feel it.
When you say that, like local content, especially there's never a good tone.
Yeah,
saying
that's the
local
tone,
content
that you think is so funny to you.
It's always
a
derogatory. And I'm like, please, let's be serious. Once you start using all these words,
so it depends
local
if that
content,
triggers somebody,
homegrown, you know what you're trying to say.
You just said a word that the other person isn't used to saying. Like I have somebody that chats with me and he uses words, I'm like, I went to school too, but
I don't know this English.
Like, so imagine saying, oh,
it was like somebody like that was trying to date our beloved sister Deborah here.
Hey, Sister Debbie, I need to hear your gist too.
And he actually used what's the word you used that he said is a big word? Proclivity.
And he thought she was showing
off.
There is a fundamental gap of a lot of familiar things that we would have to cover where in your
a snob.
household, you didn't have Disney,
He's a snob.
Cartoon
That's not-
Network,
yeah,
but
Nickelodeon.
That's not a bad thing, but he knows
Yeah.
himself.
He knows himself.
He
He
knows
knows
himself.
himself.
Yeah.
So we're all
I'm not
like,
the client that said they
that's
can't get married
somehow.
to
But
someone
like,
that
Sorry,
will
his
come
point
with someone.
was the social class is very different, right? Now, there was an argument we were like, haba, she can't watch all these things. But his point was,
Oh.
I think this is a symptom of like just the fact
Oh,
that
my bad. I
we
thought
grew
you
up
meant
so differently.
Oh, like they're like basically like I thought it was like a millennial and Gen Z. Kind of thing.
No. They were like they were
Oh.
seeing each other, but then he kept playing like he was watching like
But
She
like,
hadn't seen those things.
Okay, so
like
what
Keenan
is-
and Kel and all these things from like before, and she didn't
And
have
she hadn't seen
context.
it.
She hadn't seen any of it, and he was just like, okay. Then they started talking about how they grew up, and he was just like, there's a huge gap, and he doesn't think they can bridge
You can
it.
bridge it.
But,
You were about to say something, sorry.
That's sad. Oh, I forgot.
You forgotten, okay.
but can I say something? Whatever happened to like learning from people?
Don't get me wrong, he's a snob.
But that was just that was what I said. But he
No, what I'm trying to
knows
say is he's a snob.
that person is not going to teach you. They're going to
Yeah,
condescend to
I'm
you.
not saying
yeah.
but he knows that he's not the guy to say,
do that, yeah.
oh, let's catch you up.
Because for me, right, I find it very attractive if a guy can teach me something.
Don't teach me anything. Don't teach me
You guys,
shimbang.
I'm sorry. Actually,
I know they learn.
I was saying that there was a guy that was like, he
Oluko.
didn't want to get married to a lady that was a bit thicker because he's like, okay, she has kids, she's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
His type is slim.
Mhm.
So that was like his issue with being matched. He wanted someone that was really slim and that's almost like you could promise to be slim.
Yeah.
So I dated a slim person,
Like
went to her
weight.
family. Her mom was big. So obviously it's like, oh, you have the tendency to be big.
Mhm.
So he's like, I know you have kids, but I don't want someone to be this size.
Yeah.
So
what do you do with
Yeah.
that kind of person?
Pay
though?
for
Because
lipo.
like, in a sense, it's a bit silly. But like, it's your preference, but it's also somehow.
No, you
know what
no,
this
no, no,
reminds
you
me
know,
of?
you know that you're
What do
running
you
your,
not
you know
match
you're
him
running your
with?
mouth about somebody's
I
weight.
hope you
going
are
to-
fit.
Yeah,
No,
number
do you know
one.
another
Number
thing?
one.
why do people attack people for their own? That's
No, but hold on,
Yes,
no.
now.
But
Yes,
it's
now,
another
but-
thing. I was watching an excerpt from, I think he's Married at First Sight, Australia.
Mm.
And this guy had
That
all
show
these
is
things he
ridiculous.
wanted.
Yeah.
And one of the coaches had to say to him, like, and you could see that was the first time anybody had like called him up on his preferences. Like, you came here because you're frustrated about how your love life has gone.
Mhm.
But you keep insisting that you want the exact same things.
Yeah.
And it's not that you didn't find these things without us. That would be different. But you found them without us.
And it
has
didn't
not
work.
worked multiple times. And you could see the guy being, like, it hadn't occurred to him that that it might be that I've narrowed down my options to the point that
sometimes overreaching.
I'm not even overreaching, is that he had found, like, he's a very attractive, he had found what he was looking for.
It's just not working
But it
for
wasn't
him.
working for him.
So maybe he needs
And so
to
they had
find
introduced him
something
to somebody who, like, but he couldn't get over the things he claimed he wanted. And he kept trying to bring up this one. And the guy just had to tell him that, look, if you want this thing to work, you have to be a lot more open than you currently are. But I could see that was the first time
else. Somebody had
helped him put two and two together that the thing you like doesn't like you back.
Yeah.
The thing you like
doesn't like you.
doesn't
How
like
do
you
or
back
you're not
and
your
doesn't work
type.
for you.
Thank you.
I'm
How do you
tired
deal
of
with
telling
that
people
with
that-
people where like
I'm
you're
tired
not
of
your
telling
type's
people.
type?
People come and say things like opposites attract. I'm poor. I want someone rich. Like, that's not what opposites attract means.
That's the test.
They're like, hey, but you saw Cinderella, she's
Anini.
poor. And then
Cinderella.
A criminal.
No, but I think
I'm like, but you saw that a godmother had to come and make her look rich to go
Yeah,
to the
Also,
ball.
Cinderella's family was rich.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and
we
but
lose
she
a
didn't have
lot
met
of
the prince if
context.
she didn't even go there in the first place. You know, she
But how
wasn't
do you
present.
deal with people who are adamant about things, but it's not working for them? Like in the sense that even the people they want to match with are not respond. Like it's
They
just
don't
not
want to
working.
match. Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you directly. Like sometimes some people don't want to hear it. So I ask you, do you want to hear it or not? Do you
The
want to hear the
feedback
truth?
from this lady.
Do you want to hear the truth or not? Some people don't want to hear it. Some people want to hear it. You know.
God really
I
has a
can't
funny
lie.
sense of humor, I have to say, because imagine you wanting something so bad.
And they tell you that, see,
And the thing
it's not
is
that,
that I don't
because
want
you
them, sorry.
I
And it's like,
imagine you're like,
nothing
oh, I
is
want this
enough for
profile, and you have to
you.
tell them that.
It
So
depends.
sorry, nobody of this
Do you know one of
category
the
likes
fun
you.
things about being slightly older is realizing, like, is what do you want it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
That's
What you
a
want?
very
What does
important
it
That's
say?
where we
question.
come in. That's where we
What
come
do you
in.
want?
We
What
ask
you
you-
want
important
for?
question.
That's where we come in. We ask you what you want.
Like, what do you
it
want
for.
it for? So if I've tried, I go and I tell Didi, like, these three things are just mad important to
So
me.
important.
Why?
And Didi now says, okay, so let's talk about your dating history, just for context. And then she also says, Ojola, but these people had this thing that was just the most important
And
thing
it
to you.
didn't
Why didn't you
show
die there
up.
then?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you die
And
there?
also, we've tried to match you with them. They said they don't want
I do again, but like I said, like, this is where like figuring out like sense of self, healthy
Yeah.
ego comes in because it's crushing on the one hand to to accept that this thing I've kind of set myself up for doesn't respond to me in the same
with
way.
The ego thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
I had
interest
a lady
me.
that she was like, I look good. I mean, really, she did look good. She's a single parent, has 4 kids. She wants a guy that has like a private jet, this, that.
Sorry?
And
You can have hopes and dreams. Hello.
Like, yeah, okay,
You know when you go for matchmaking service, they ask you what you want, not your hope and dream. So what she wants is for Didi to go and get her someone with a jet. She's a criminal.
You can actually be people like that, right? But then those people, what do they want? Because the match has to be mutual, right? And then the guy picks a younger person. He's like, no, I don't want this age group. I want this age group. And then she's really vexed. And she's like, well, you see, they just want to play around with these girls. And afterwards, they'll dump them and come for someone like me. I'm like, but Dallas is married now. They didn't dump
He's
like, oh, they don't even have anything in their head. They don't know what to discuss. I'm like,
no, I think, but but again, a lot of that stuff, yes, it comes from
stuff, yeah, it's a coping mechanism.
Being generally rejected already makes people spiral.
Yeah.
When people say stuff like, "Oh, I don't like chubby girls," I get abrasive. They didn't mention my name.
Yeah.
They didn't say Jola,
but it feels
already. I'm like,
I don't, and now all of a sudden it says something about who you are.
Imagine if someone now says directly, "I don't want her." It is very rare for people to it's very rare for people to say, "Oh, that's a shame that he doesn't want me."
Yeah, I'm taking it on the chin.
Taking it on the
That's
chin.
a loss for him.
Yeah.
What you just said
look at
is
this
very
fool.
stupid.
Yeah.
With his big
Look at his leg. Nonsense. He's not even that good looking. The jet is not yours. Well, that's when you start saying that the jet is from 2009. Rubbish. You couldn't even buy a new one.
Yeah, so I think again we like to be like overly healthy.
Yes.
But even in general, when somebody says something like, "Oh, they don't like dark skinned women," or they feel like all these girls that went to school here are somehow. You get abrasive. They didn't mention your name.
But that's why it's our job to ask you why you don't. Like there's a guy I want no single mother. Currently married to a single mother.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did not want a single mother.
What was
nothing. And the proposal he did, elaborate, like he flew, like it was
a whole thing.
But
I do think, what do you find that, okay, you've already told us that the things that people often don't
like sometimes say, I don't want this thing. And then they tell you, he actually said because he felt like a single mother was probably loose. And that's why she had a kid. That's his opinion.
Sorry. The thing is, there's a reason I can't be in this kind of line of business. It's a customer service issue because the way...
You're wired.
Sir?
No, but that's his opinion, And then it's left for us to now kind of let you know that that's not a fact. It's more like it's just...
Bro, what? Do people not understand how children happen? It's the one time.
It's the one time.
Yeah.
But then again...
Anyway, like I said, I would have sacked that man.
Okay, but Vivian, I want to ask you. Sorry, Vivian, sorry. Didi, I want to ask you something. In a situation where someone says they don't want something, how do you make sure that you're not almost like... How are you able, not forcing, but how are you going to be able to make sure that someone says they don't want someone that's like me, and you meet them and you're like, if they meet Jola, they will like her.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you make sure that you're not opening me up to
understand your point.
A hurtful situation or a place where I'm like embarrassed or feeling away because you try to encourage the other person to like open up their mind.
The encouragement will not be an encouragement like almost like forcing somebody to something. They still have to say yes before it gets to that point. So we just have to make you see what you're not seeing, basically.
I think what she means is that because they said yes, almost kind of you mean they've hesitated and then they maybe a bit reluctantly, but they said yes. Is there a concern that when they now start talking to the person, to Jola, like they might now be maybe a bit more harsh or just not treat her the way they should because they're already in this mindset of, I'm just trying this because Didi said I should try it.
Before we get to the point where we'll get to that point, like for
where
example, we don't like have pictures.
Yeah.
It's privacy focused, so we don't put pictures out there. So if a guy said, like, there's a lady that's 52, most guys are like, they already imagined what 52 looked like in their head. So by the time we're like, okay, can we share your pictures with your possible matches? She's like, yeah. We share that picture. All guys are like, yes. All of a sudden. So then it's gotten to an 80%, right? We didn't need to convince them anymore. The looks have gotten her there already. So there are ways we'll do it. It doesn't, we wouldn't do all that aspect and the person is still like, and they will still force it. No.
Yeah. What kind of hard and fast rules do you have for people where you're like, actually, no, this is not going to work or this is not going to fly in the way they're interacting with
Oh
their
no,
matches
we'll
or
tell you when
you.
you say, "Oh, I like this one, that one," and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I like her too." We're like, I don't think it's a good idea. If you want to go ahead, good, but we'll tell you like, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, and because we have already people we already have like people that have like bias about certain people. We have like 5 major groups we look out for, which is single parents, divorced individuals. Because single parents will be like, why is this person single?
Yeah.
They have everybody. I wrote a book on it. They have like different reasons why people don't want single parents, and we ask, so we find out if we can match with someone else. Then we have divorce. So someone is like, why did they get divorced? What's the issue? Then we have people that have never been married and over 30. People actually like, they've never been married. Usually
It's not a crime.
I was about to say, yeah.
I saw FK's face.
It's not a crime.
I said, do you know what? I can't be in it. I actually can't be in this business. Because imagine telling me now, don't date an unmarried lady over. My friend gets out of my office.
No, but sometimes the guys, like, they would majority of the
Why
time.
didn't they marry you?
Why did they marry you?
No, but guys get to propose, right? So in their mind, it's like,
they're able to
it's their
choose.
choice,
Like,
sure.
100%.
So for the
Okay,
women,
that group,
so
which
they're-
other
like I said, I
groups
ask
are-
everybody why. So I have like the majority of people why they said they don't
Yeah.
want divorce, why they said they don't want single parents.
Yeah.
There are different.
You said you had
reasons.
two. So you said single parents, divorced,
And people that have,
married,
like-
over 30.
Like the other one, I said everyone really wanted him. He has like a phobia for commitment. So
Okay.
there's that group too.
So why
Everything
will you
seems
come to a
perfect.
matchmaker if you
Oh,
have a
God
phobia
bless
of
you.
commitment?
Well, he's not. He wants the commitment.
Yeah, he's
just,
working on
he
it.
just
you
afraid
can
of
go
it.
to therapy and not know what your problem is.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
he wants,
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have all that. But then with
But
the,
people still want him.
Okay, but
Because he
Sorry,
has
do you
a
then
thing
tell
then.
the ladies that want to match with him that this man has a phobia?
first of all, I look at him like, no, that's true. But then in my mind, I'm like, seriously, I'm like, why would you? I mean, because everything looks good. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's why you guys are going for him. But nobody thinks to ask, like, if everything is so perfect.
Then
Why is he
what's going
here?
on? Fair
Because
enough.
they're there too now.
To be fair, if
no,
I'm there,
they're dead. So, but like some profiles that are like, I mean,
Like, so what's the deal?
there are some that are like extra that you're like,
Yeah. So what's the deal?
so do
here?
you then tell, and I'm curious, would you then tell like a potential match that, by the way, he's afraid of commitment?
oh no, we find out too in the process. We're not therapists, so
Okay, so it's when they start talking to people that you discover, oh, this is your problem, Abajo.
Okay, I wanted to ask just finally, like, on average, because is there a right attitude to have to like find love? Because that's something that people talk about all the time. Like, everybody says they want to find love. Everybody.
I'm constantly learning on this thing. Like things I never even believed in, like the whole energy thing. But sometimes I'm like, I see like the lady was 52 when she got matched. I mean, she looked good, but people that were like in their 30s didn't get matched as fast as she did. She still had people and she was like, well, I'm done. I already found someone.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to you, girl.
And there's one other
I love
lady
about
that
So
was
when you say
like-
energy, do you mean like their openness or
Yeah,
they're just
sometimes
like,
I talk to someone on the consultation. I'm like, as a guy, I'll marry you. Like, that's what
Yeah,
I say.
you
I
have a
see
great
what you mean.
vibe.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like the next day, this particular girl, the next day, she already has someone wanted to take her to Dubai. Someone brought breakfast to the office. I'm like, oh, well, me, I'm here. Like, her energy is that good. I feel like somehow, because they don't know. So how did they all how did she just get good people?
So,
So sometimes it's
do
just,
people start
she
speaking
even
before
sent
they
a
see
gift
each
to us.
other?
So I'm like, her energy is just all around.
no,
good.
I see what you mean.
Oh,
She's great
lovely
vibes.
lady.
Basically.
Yeah, very. I don't know how. I was like, I need to learn.
I like that. Do you think it's important for people to see each other before they start talking?
No.
Because I was going to ask the different results.
It's always an
from
option. It's
when
like, do you
people
want to
see
see
or when they
or do you
don't
not
see?
want to see?
What do most people
And I always tell
choose?
people, like, look, we're not a profile focused thing because, God for every bad thing, your husband gets into an accident next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One girl
he might
actually
look
did
different.
say no to a guy because he had his hair grown.
Mhm.
And then she came back like a year later. That guy, he's still there. I'm like, this guy's married, has 2 kids already. Oh, he's gone. I'm like, did you think of the fact that he could have cut his hair? So minor things. So yeah, we don't really like looks. I'm always like, it's your choice to look and say, okay, I want to see what this person looks
in
like.
theory, I do
But
agree.
In actual
However,
facts,
I just think there's a reality of things.
no, we'll ask you like, what's your type? If you're
Do you have a type
clarity,
FK?
Sure,
Oh, what?
a physical type,
sure.
yeah. So if
Okay, do
physical
you
to
mind?
it's,
Do you mind
there's a 1
telling
to
us what
5
your type
grade.
is?
There's a 1 to 5 grade. You said.
Yeah, so if priority,
Sorry,
your priority
of what?
is
Oh,
your priority is like looks, number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
With that.
Do you know? I thought you said as in people are greedy. People want. I can.
Oh no, I personally grade in my
I
head.
can compose
so.
into flames.
Oh, compost. I
Maybe
grade in my
one.
head though.
You are one.
No, compost because I grade in my head. I grade in my head.
No, I get what you mean. That I thought you meant that there's like a looks. You mean there's a priority of what's important to you, like 1 to 5.
Yeah, so
are there
if
people
looks
that
is-
legit say looks is number 1 and I don't care?
Some people, that's the annoying part. They won't tell
They
you
won't
looks is
admit
number
it.
1. They'll not tell you looks is number 3.
Because everybody feels bad. Like
Everybody
this,
feels
you feel bad
shallow.
saying it. You seem
Nobody's
shallow.
telling you anything.
It's true, Shari. It's only how you're talking to.
to.
But
I'm
it-
like, tell me your heart.
No,
I'm
but
not
even
waste
to
our
you,
time.
I might not want to say, listen,
Yeah.
I'm
But you
shallow.
waste your time and my time now.
It's true, Sha.
You waste your time
It's
and
true,
my
Sha.
time. We'll
To be
not stay
fair,
there
it
for
doesn't
days,
make sense
going back and
considering
forth.
this is a service that I paid for. Yeah, I don't want to deceive yourself.
Fair
people
enough.
do
Because you
it.
waste
That's
your
like
time
going
and
to
my
the
time.
doctor and not
Because
saying
after everything,
like, oh yeah.
That's everything. You come back and say, I don't like this one, the way he looks. I'm like, well, you said looks is like number 5 now. Like,
So
okay,
sorry,
but-
what are the
so
things
let's start
that
all over
can be
again now. So looks is number
priority?
1, right?
So what are
So
the
now be
things?
like,
So
okay.
there's looks, well,
Yeah, looks, then
finances.
the profile, the job, finances.
Okay.
Location can be important to
Okay.
some people.
Oh, it's
Tribe.
up to you to choose the 5 things.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
no
okay,
like,
okay,
there's
okay.
But
nothing
in
to pick
priority,
from.
obviously, like 1 to 5.
Yeah, so it can be like
priority.
personality or whatever.
Yeah, no, not personality per se, because there's some things people
Personality
ask.
is
Like
wide. Yeah.
people are like, I want you to make sure there's some people that are like, I want somebody that's going to definitely propose to me within a year.
Sorry,
Like,
how is
well,
that?
we don't read minds.
What
so
does
we
that
can't
mean?
really.
No, some people want to. So there's a.
We understand courtship limits.
Yes, I
And we can-
I
and we
get
answer
that
question.
So basically, they're trying to say somebody who is serious about
Okay,
this.
so
Yes.
you can say, I don't want anyone that like we're going to date for more than a year.
Yes,
and you can
yes.
communicate that to the other person. Oh,
Yeah, because we've had that-
Things, oh.
Well, yeah, no, because there's sometimes like there was a girl that was in London and the guy came all the way from Lagos to London to take her on a date. But he already was married, previously divorced. She's never been married. Her courtship limit is like 3 months.
Ah.
His courtship limit is like 2 years. He's not in a hurry to run down the
Yes.
aisle. So that would literally not
Cause
work.
friction.
So that was
yeah.
the only issue they had. Courtship
Right.
limits.
Oh, interesting.
So that's actually
There's
something
so
that
many
should be
things one
communicated.
didn't consider. Courtship
many
limit.
things.
So,
that's
what, but
for
what makes
real.
someone like a shitty
option?
option? Like, what are the kind of things you've seen that just mean it's really difficult to match you with
Oh,
someone?
we would even take you on. It's,
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
Or if your character is
Because our
bad.
success level will go down, obviously.
What, do you know another angle
Reason is
entirely?
successful.
Very
Another
bad.
angle
You are not a
entirely.
matchable person. Nobody can love you.
No, there was a lady that was nobody can
Your
love
issues
you.
are so
Maybe
much.
what you want is just to like. There's a lady that said the first thing she tell my match is that my dog, she has 2 dogs. They sleep on my bed.
Yeah.
Nobody else can. You know.
In this
I'm like,
context,
I'm not saying you shouldn't. Your dog shouldn't sleep. I'm just saying that shouldn't be the first thing you lead with. She was very much about my way or the highway.
yeah.
Sorry, it was your,
You
it's the
can't, if
highway
you have
decide,
no flexibility,
Yeah.
this can't
Yeah.
work.
This
Yeah.
is so interesting.
This is honestly very
And in terms of
interesting.
like matching success rates, what do people think is a successful? This is not. I'm not trying to be deep. But what do people think is a successful relationship?
Oh.
So for instance, like I have some people like if it's not marriage, then this relationship
Yeah.
didn't work
Yeah.
out. So
No, what the success rate is like what they actually would say was my sign up on this platform successful.
okay.
So you find some people, there's a lady that actually her match, she came back and she was like, is this a trap? He's trying to set me up with a friend. You know, and then she was afraid and I'm like, I don't understand. You know, we're very much like your friend. Show
Yeah.
us the chat. Let's see what's going on. There's some lady that went on a date. She was like, have you seen my match? Oh my God, he's hot. We want that kind of relationship with you.
Fair.
You know, so she showed us the chat. She chatted with the guy. The guy seemed like from being matches, they became friends. So he wanted to set
so
up
it
with
didn't
someone.
work out.
Then the person he set up with, she spoke to him and he was really nice. And they sent her this gift. When I saw the gift, I said, if you're not ready, send him.
Yeah.
If you're not
Fair
ready,
enough.
send him. Yeah, no, but so they ended up together. It was really nice.
So openness is just like is a really
Yeah.
important thing.
People don't
clearly.
like to be open, no, but we don't force it.
But I think it's
But it
again, like we
does
said,
help.
it feels embarrassing to be actively like looking for love.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask
But it's just one person. It's like me talking to my sister.
I know.
You know,
and
so-
to you, but I was gonna ask this question. Are people so it's good it's good that she asked the question about success because I was very curious is success people in a happy relationship, people in a marriage? I have 2 questions actually. Do you also count people that break up after
we've
number one.
had breakups, but then because we know we're dating, we're not relationship.
Yeah.
So when she was talking all about
So once they
relationship, I'm looking like
match,
this too.
they're out. Okay, so once they
Once you
match,
match,
they've
they're out.
gone.
Sometimes they try and come back. I'm like, we can refer you to someone, but we just do the dating aspect of things.
Right. Once you're in a relationship, that's you people go and find
basically what
their
So
counselor.
success rate is basically when you tell us that, oh, it was a good thing for me to sign. We had someone send us a message last week, like, I really enjoyed, I didn't find my lover or my husband through this platform, but I made some new friends. I did this. As long as they feel happy with what they did, we count that as a success.
Okay.
So there's a girl that actually her match ended up getting married to her younger sister.
I'm
it was
sorry
success.
now. It's success
It was still
to
success.
who now?
No, okay, and this is even one that happened 3 days ago. 3 days ago, her friend signed
You
up.
see her younger sister.
It's a success for the family.
See, what
She
is
took
yours
money
is
now.
yours.
I'm feeling somehow. I'm feeling
That's what I'm
somehow.
talking about. I'm talking about my own family. My uncle
She
said
was
you that
happy
you even
now.
brought somebody to the house.
No, you
but
think
she
they'll
was
start from
happy.
there? You paid for matchmaking.
No, but she was happy
Even
for her
at
sister.
that.
You can
They're always happy for their sister. Will I say I'm
But
not a
that 3
wicked
days
person. I'm a
ago,
younger sister, but a
that
wicked
3 days
person.
ago, someone that just got engaged, it wasn't her that signed up officially, it was her friend. My friend was too shy and too laid back. So actually we don't do the whole transfer thing.
Fortune favors the
But we
brave,
did.
innit?
So she transferred to her friend.
And she.
Yeah. So I was like, it's good to have nice friends. Though.
Cool.
Good for her.
Cool.
Good for all.
That's one with her
It's good to have good
sister.
friends.
I mean, some people are matured. Amy.
No, but I feel like
Are you happy for your sister?
I'm not.
no, but I don't think
you
those
guys,
kind of things are
please,
that big
I want
of a
us to be
deal,
so
though.
realistic.
No,
If you
I
meet
mean,
someone to your sister that you like and maybe,
If my look, I know my sister. Even her, when the guy starts talking to her, the first question we said, "What is happening here, sir? What's happening?" She say you matched. You can't find any other female inside this family. Your Babalawo told you must marry here.
no, they actually became friends. So I think she had invited him for like a family thing. So he'll come there and met her sister.
Eat and go like everybody else.
You understand? Is it every friend that I have?
No,
you will
now.
not marry my sister again. Oh,
And those are the ones that always eat lamb, salmon, thief, greedy.
I'm sure he ate a lot.
Yes, now you can never eat rice.
You came here like a greedy goat because my food, my sister, what's going on? No, I'm so sorry. I just, like I said, this is why I can't be in this business. I would have scattered that thing. That sister too, she's a greedy goat. Sorry. There's so much greed involved. Why can't she sign up?
Those are the fun parts.
The same way they wear your clothes, borrow your wig,
Stealing everything.
collect your boyfriend. I'm marrying you
No.
finally.
So are you saying it would have been better if she signed up, you guys, and then you didn't work out well with you, then she too on the same app, she now met the guy, and then
Why would she meet the guy? What I'm saying is, why would she meet the guy? What is happening there? So two of us, our DNA must be so strong.
Oh, but that's really interesting.
like me.
Yeah.
But there are situations I feel like should have, like there's a girl that signed up. They matched with someone. Like I said, we don't show pictures immediately.
Yeah.
We just see profiles. And some people write entrepreneur. The job is not very specific. So when they got to see pictures, it was her boss.
Hey.
And she was like, she cannot. And I'm like, why?
Did you say?
Didi
I
Joe.
don't get to work again.
My Oga.
So that AGM, I'll start crying.
No.
My boyfriend said that.
My department is useless. They said that's what this department, they are not performing.
Yeah, think about the big picture here.
And
They
then
got
you
married.
now go, talk to me like that.
I had to.
Oh yeah, passing in between like this.
I actually thought it was weird that she said no, because I was like,
She should not say no.
That's how my boyfriend would sack my friend. That's the person I talk to. What do you mean she was not performing? How is that your business?
Do you care about my joy? Do you
and she's
care
there,
about
all of us are looking at each other. No, it can't work. Trust me, there's so many scenarios.
I feel like it could work.
No,
It cannot work.
No, it can't work.
If you keep me late at work, my mom will not be phoning you. Where's my daughter? No, I promise you there's too many.
it can't work.
I actually wanted to ask something. Do you have people? Because honestly, I was joking with someone here last week that we're gonna sign him up. And he was like, do you know the thing? I probably need it, but I'm just too embarrassed. Do you have people that actually sign up that are still too shy
Oh yeah, I
to
mean,
be on the platform, like as in to even engage with you that this is what they're doing? Because I feel like that is a
Sorry,
huge
one
Yeah.
sec. Can we
dab her.
Didi?
So I was asking about people who are signing up to the platform being embarrassed, even to fully engage with the service.
no, I would say no. Well, unless someone signs up for them, we have a lot of that happening.
Really?
And then the
Oh,
person
yeah.
is like, please,
I
I
had
didn't
a girl
send you
sign up
guys.
for her sister-in-law. She's always in her business. So I mean, we have cases like that.
She said,
Can we
"You
be
get this
friends?
raggedy hoe out of my mouth."
Whoever you are, can we be friends?
have
Because
people
I
like that.
live for that level of pettiness.
I love it.
Mothers sign
My
up for their
sister-in-law,
daughters, so-
yes. I said, what do you get for your birthday? I send you up to find love. So you stop disturbing me.
Really, the one you have at home is nothing.
We've had mothers sign up for daughters.
Oh, that
one,
one. I'm sure that one will be very
On a
standard.
regular.
My
In
mom
fact,
is-
I really one
So
of
Kevin's
the,
mom is going to sign
I'm
up.
going to block her on all platforms. I tell you, block mommy today from seeing this episode, because then I promise you, at her next step, it's going to be awful. No, but I'm curious because do people then tell the story after
Some
that they
do.
were
Like some,
matchmen?
we've had like 2 people that have done like YouTube series on
Oh,
how they found
wow.
love on platform.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I can see
And
why
then
you
we've had
asked that
some
question.
that just
Yeah.
some are open and okay to tell their stories.
Oh, nice.
Like last week, you put someone's testimonial up. I mean, it's usually private, so we can block out
remove
the
their name.
But in the comment section, people are like, "Oh, my best friend found love here. My friend found her husband here." So people are okay with sharing sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I can understand why you asked that question. Most people would just make up some, or we met on a random Tuesday.
Oh yeah, no. One of them
on
had said, sent us their testimonial. Inside it was his gist with her. He was like, "Let's tell them we met in church."
Yeah, or we met.
I mean, obviously,
I
you can
guess
do whatever you want to.
From a business owner standpoint, I will look at that caption.
No, but
now.
they'll tell.
that's
But
like-
the funny
that's
thing is
like-
that the funny thing is that they will tell their actual people the
That
truth,
the truth,
and that's what
yeah.
you want. So
Yeah.
in terms of
because that's how we get lost.
Yeah,
I love my
references.
clients that come from word of mouth.
Referrals,
I
yeah.
attended my friend's wedding. I'm coming because of that.
love it.
There's one guy, still on serious to be honest. His brother met his wife on the platform. So his mom keeps disturbing him like, "Dude, you're 50. Come and marry."
Yeah.
Go on the same platform your brother went to.
Marry a woman,
And then
We have to ask.
because mommy might not know how it's going.
Yeah.
No, but I think because of his job, he's very busy. And then when you're outside
Which
the country
job?
too. When you're outside the country, I
Sorry,
think
is
it's
it
harder.
Jeff Bezos?
No, I
Even
think
Jeff
usually, like,
Bezos
this
Is
is
it
the
not
last thing
time.
Dangote?
No, like Grey's Anatomy. Doctors are usually very
Okay, fair.
back.
Is he a surgeon of
fair.
that?
Yeah, he
okay,
is
fine.
actually. And not
Fair
in the
enough.
country. It's harder to meet somebody when you're out of the country.
Do you know why I'm
too.
laughing? Because a friend of mine is a doctor. Well, he became my friend. But very early on, I think I don't even know what that friend was trying to do. And one of our very early conversations, he was like, "Don't be offended, but I think this person is trying to matchmake. So I need to explain to you that I can never have time." Like, he was like, a whole thing. He was like, "You're very beautiful. I think I'll like you, but I don't
yeah.
I don't have
I
time."
do explain that to
He
people.
sent me like calendar. I said, "Oh, I'm not interested in you."
Yeah, no, I do explain that to people.
I said, "Don't worry,
actually.
you've only found you found a
Yeah.
new body." But he actually, and even the person he ended up marrying, he had to tell her very early. He was like, "Let me explain. I don't even have time. Then you're in a different country, so
Yeah,
time zone."
time difference.
Apparently
I
they
explain
would-
that to people.
But that's why I love
They
doctors
spoke
marry
for like-
themselves.
so they
Because
spoke
you're
for
in
like-
the
understand
hospital
what you're
so
doing.
perpetually.
I said they spoke for like 4 hours. He came to Lagos for a weekend to see her, and just because he was like, "You don't understand, I'm a resident. I can't make
time.
it.
Yeah.
I can't make it."
Truly. You do this comes to Lagos for like weekend.
Yeah, he said, "We can't make it.
Yeah.
If this is how you want this, no, we can never make it. I'm a resident."
Yeah, he's not.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I understand. I actually do explain to people. I'm like, look, if you're on this service, if you're meeting this person, if you're looking for quality time,
You can't get it with
Yeah.
this person.
check the
So
other
So
side.
final question.
So-
How many people do you have with the Jets?
She said,
Sorry, but
I've been
because I know everyone
waiting.
wants to ask the unimportant.
Question.
With the Jets, what is that clientele? Let me get into it.
How old are they?
No, I don't care.
You don't care? Okay,
It's
perfect.
mostly about the Jets.
Okay, perfect.
You have to care actually because at the end
It's
of
true,
the day,
it's true,
the match
I
is
care.
mutual,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
No, they will love me. Don't worry about that. You see me?
Perfect.
They
You know,
already,
let's go back to the beginning when we were talking about optimistic.
they already
Yeah.
love me.
Yeah.
If it's that, everybody
Loves me.
I'll be
This is jollof
choosing.
rice,
Let
everybody
me tell you
loves
the
me.
issue you're
Yeah.
going to have with me. I'm going to be so
If
stressed.
you don't like
just
me, you're the
choosing
problem.
no, everybody's going to want me. So I just have to sit down, choosing every day. Just, oh my
How people
God.
like her by platform.
Oh, I'm just
They
like,
drive me
there's
crazy. They
so
drive me
many
crazy.
options for me.
You drive me crazy.
That's a challenge you're going to have to be sincere.
So-
And that's it.
No, from the start, I would just know that I'm like, because some people actually do want the idea of marriage, but they're not really ready. I think
They've not
society
met
tells them that
us
they're ready.
They are ready. They don't know if they have a jet.
Had it been they met me by next week, it would have been on his
No,
knees.
some girls are not ready, but they sign up on the platform thinking they're ready. And
Oh,
I'm like, you're
fair.
not ready.
Yeah.
Because of societal
But do they
like
not just
Yeah, so
sign up?
I hear the things they say,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, you're not ready.
But
You're
can't you just
ready
sign up
because
for a
society is telling you.
relationship? Sorry, is it about marriage only?
Oh no, some people sign
No,
up
so what
for.
says that they didn't sign up for a relationship. They,
Oh, they
signed
sign up
based
for
on like, I want to
marriage.
marry. That's why I came here.
Is
but
that
she
also
starts
a thing
talking-
you clarify? I guess
some
that's
people-
your
yeah.
commitment,
Some
courtship
people, you
limit.
can specify anything. Some people have signed up and said, "Oh, I want someone that doesn't want to have kids because I don't want to have
Yeah,
kids."
fair enough.
You know, just anything you want, basically. And then if that's doable, there's a lady that signed up. She's like SS, so it's the genotype thing.
That's very
And I
important.
thought it was going to be very hard, like, to be honest, because I'm like, we have mostly AS and AA. But hers was like the 52-year-old lady, so it shocked me. It was quick.
Wow.
Nice.
Mhm.
Before we actually go, if you could tell people one thing to keep them out of your office.
Yeah.
Tolani.
Okay, first of all, back to what I said earlier. Please, again, if it works for you, take it. If it doesn't, drop it. If you hold a grudge, if you know you're the type of person that like you hold things to
Love malice.
that thing that I said, don't try it to because you will you will there will be your white noise in the night before you go to bed. Don't do it. To keep you out of my office, I would say just be kind as to yourself and to your partner. Again, you guys need to know what it is that you're trying to achieve. I like to do like a 3-year review, do a 5-year review, do a 10-year review. Because again, because you've changed so much during that period, you need to now actually ask yourselves like, okay, this new that we are entering, what it is that what are we looking towards? It doesn't have to be anything big. But then you know how when you're dating, you're like, that thing I can't take it, this thing I can't take it. So it has changed. So you now be like, okay, in the past 3, 5, 8 years that we've done this thing, this is something in particular that has stood out to me. You know, in us moving forward, it's best if we work.
Say it's best.
It's best if we work on
it.
that thing. Therapy is not a bad thing. Having couples therapy and just being like, because again, it all comes down to that, A heard something, B said something else. But if you can't do you people listening to your own voice, so go and listen to somebody else, just tell you that, okay. And maybe that because again, I think like with my profession, right, I'm not just a lawyer, like I'm up all night with it. Like when you're, I'm like,
if you're in family law, it's personal thing.
It's very, 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 very personal. And it's like, okay, you know what? Before you even just go and speak to somebody on your own first, then with yourselves, carry each other. And again, to Nigerian men, therapy is not a sign of weakness.
Or madness.
Couples therapy is not a sign of, you're failing in your marriage.
Right.
It's okay, let's go and find tools that will make us a better couple. Now, that only works if you're a kind, good person internally. If you're looking for faults, you'll find it. If you're looking for drama, you'll find it. If you're looking for issues, you'll find it. But if you genuinely want to fix, you would also find the solutions to fix. So therefore, if all of these things don't work and you are still unhappy, come to me or you that labor.
She will give you a divorce.
She will help you out.
Because again,
Said if all else has failed.
No, it's true now.
I'm here for you.
because again, like in this life is life is long, but it's also short. There's no point being in something that makes you so severely unhappy.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Because it transfers to your kids. They see, hear, know all, no matter how much you think you're trying to, And if you know that the environment that you are creating is not good enough and it's not a situation people are actually actively working to make it better, people are just scattering it day and night, day and night, day and night, it doesn't work. Also, women, please protect yourself. If you're in an abusive relationship, there's nothing bad about you getting out. You being divorced is not the end of your life. Also, men too, if somebody's beating you up, it's not like, but if there's something going on that is really, really, really deep for you and you actually genuinely feel like, I will die, mentally, physically, like,
gotta get out.
Do something for yourself. Be proactive. Like, it's not that. And also, lastly, discuss your finances, please. No.
I'm sure you've seen asset separation and you're like, what?
No. Genuinely, from the beginning, let's know that this is what I'm bringing to the table, this is what you are bringing to the table. If it was me, I would collect allowance for myself in the beginning. Let's make things clear. Like, as soon as we get married, let's know that, okay, I get a monthly allowance as a wife, full stop. The kids get their own, because one thing they do is that it's just one pot of family
money.
Of, okay, I give you this amount of money for the house. Let's know that
inside, this is
this for the house, this for me, this for the kids. Yeah.
Because when you now start coming back to, the life that I'm accustomed to in my side of the world, where it's like, the clarity is never there. You can never really show that, okay, it's just X, Y, and Z. And also too, for the guys to just be clear and be like, okay, this is what you get, this is what we can afford. And again, mediation really, 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 really helps sort a lot of things out. If you don't want to be like messy.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you can't help it. If somebody goes low, you want to go lower, that type of thing. But if it's something that you really don't want to be, that is easily avoidable. So yeah, that's what I would say. I wish you the best in your homes and in your marriages. If it's not the end of the world, if you can cope, you do your best. If you can't cope, you do your best. So good luck to all.
Thank you, Lawyer Tolani.
Thank you so much.
Didi, where can people find
breakdown
if they want to find love?
As Matchmaker Didi on every platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And what's the one thing you would tell them if they're coming to you that, please, ladies and gents,
do not come with a unicorn list.
FK, that's for you.
No, me, my list is perfectly
That's
same.
for you.
Now them get problem. Me?
Don't come here looking for jets, please.
No, just is okay. I'm saying don't come with a unicorn list. Something that is just very
unattainable.
Yeah. And there are some things they can say, okay, we ask you for compromises and what's your preferences, meaning that even if you don't get it, you're okay. And what are the things that you cannot compromise on? Like, I must get this.
Yeah.
Some people's must get list is a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just come with a reasonable list.
Fair enough. Anyway, guys, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy lovely.
Share your
lovely one.
What do they call these things? Share your
love. What they send your love.
Angry about the love.
All these para.
All these para.
What they send para.
DM us. If people are shy, don't tag us.
If you guys are shy, DM us that this is what they gave you. This is what they did.
If you're still looking for something to buy for people, we have two friends. The first one is Celebration. Celebrations and
Celebrations came on the podcast. We're locked in. You saw them last time.
Feel free to go there. Anuela cards, you can get very nice cards.
In fact, the best cards. You can get all the cards from Anuela. Any type of situation you're in this Valentine's Day.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
No, I'm actually not joking.
Any kind.
I want to assure you, even situationship, you are there.
They have.
You're covered. If whatever you're doing, you people are just doing rubbish, you're covered. Everybody is covered in
And
the
then
card
our
list.
first producer, Tolani. Well, no, our first. She's like our third producer.
Yeah,
But
Tolani. She also was on the podcast
twice. She just opened
Not
a
me.
store. Not you. No, that's Tolani. The crying bride.
The crying bride.
Wow.
From that video with the makeup artist.
So she just opened a gift store.
Yeah.
In phase 1 as well.
It's called The Grey Place.
It's called The Grey Place. We went to its opening on Sunday and it was very cute. She said she's getting most of her all her Valentine's Day stock is coming in on Tuesday.
Yeah. So you can get
by the time you guys are hearing this, just call them.
You can get everything from there, like from balloons, you can
cards,
do curated boxes, all sorts
teddy bears,
of gift wrapping, all sorts of
Tolani
things.
is also a planner, so if you want to
run something
quick for any parent, any dinner,
anything,
she's there for you. Just tell her that we sent you. She will insult you, but like
if you play any kind of wind instruments, maybe you should go and meet her so she can recommend it, because all Panorama is full. I think that if you play trumpet, sax, this is your day. This is your day. There's no other day you're going to play like this. Yeah. So, just get ready.
All right, guys. Thank you. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Don't vape.
Bye.
This episode of I Said What I Said was produced by Debbie Romeo with assistance from Teresa Ajayi for Carousel Network. Our DOP is Rotimi Kujore, who was assisted by Abolade Oluyede and Mark Peter. Our sound designer is David Kenny, and our fantastic social media manager is Najite Anira. Our guests are Tolani Lai Babatunde and Matchmaker Didi. Your hosts are Fei-Kemi Abudu and Jola Ayeye for Carousel Network.
Woo.